style. You ain't know this game. Been in this thing for a while. Yeah. Been in this thing for a while. Been in this thing for a while. Been in this thing for a while. You don't even know my pain. You can't even match my style. You don't even know this game. Been in this thing for a while. Yeah. Been in this thing for a while. Been in this thing for a while. Yeah.
Nigga bum. I'm starting all my my appearances podcast this week like that, Mo. Nigga bum. This is AWITV, another week in the books. Y'all know what this is, man. Every Friday we giving you the best thing smoking. As a matter of fact, let me step out of the way and let my co-host tell you about these Fridays and what they are.
Yeah, these
Mo,
Fridays.
what's up?
Man, what's good, man? Y'all know y'all ain't had Fridays this good since Fridays was this good. Shouts out to the listener that made me bring that back.
Yeah, we brought Fridays back, man. We brought Fridays back.
Yeah,
Thank him for letting you bring the phrase back, and then we brought Fridays back.
Yeah, we franchising Fridays right now. You heard?
We need to holler Ice Cube. We do a new rendition of Fridays through our eyes.
They don't want us to like them write a script around us too. Come on. They're like, yo, this is crazy. This is fire right here, y'all.
It would be crazy.
Yeah. I like that.
It will be fucking insane. But man, we appreciate y'all joining us to chapter 85 of another week in the books. Too late to apologize. I'm sure you could assume where that comes from if you've been paying attention to anything out here in the world this week. We got a special guest. You won't hear from him, but he here in spirit. That's young Mofo. If you on YouTube, you can see him. He right there posted up with Mo.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate to have him. Mo, how you been feeling this week, brother?
Man, I'm getting better. I shouts out to Rich for last week. I'm getting better.
That was good, wasn't it?
It was good. Yeah, I had to go back and listen to that.
Rich is. I'm really appreciative that Rich is a part of this thing, man. He a part of like Good Honors and was able to meet him and you, man. Like he shared it, I think, in a text earlier this week. You said it too. I want to just make sure that my sentiments are understood as well, man. I appreciate you two brothers. Like y'all are two, I look at you two brothers as genuine friends now, not just people I record podcasts with. So
yeah, I'm excited, man. Thank you, and I'm excited to meet you, brothers, and I'm excited to just to actually be around each other, and then have the moment where it's like, dang, this nigga is the same nigga from on the Zoom. Like you just crack up like, oh yeah, this is all lining up exactly like, you know what I mean? So I look forward to it, but man, I echo those same sentiments, man. Nothing but love for you brothers. And but yeah, I'm doing a lot better, man. I just had to find a way to start laughing at like these situations and challenges. I really genuinely had to laugh about it. Like I had to just take myself out of it and look, it's like, you know, take myself out of it and look at myself and be like, this is kind of funny. Like if you really look at it, it's a little dark humor, but I just kind of found a way to laugh about it. And it's been helping genuinely. So, you know.
Yeah, that helps. Like, you know, people always like laughing about it. And that's one of the harder things.
It is.
Like, I've heard numerous sentiments of, like, you need to lighten up. Like you're way too serious. You ain't got to second it like that, Mo. But I understand. But no, like I've definitely worked and tried to work on that. But it helps. It helps if you can do it. It's hard for me to remember to do it, but lightening up and just being like, man, you know what? At the end of the day gonna end. To quote the famous philosopher Glorilla, at the end of the day gonna end. So
I can't believe she came up with that. That's crazy.
Somebody had to give her that. That's her grandma's or something.
For sure.
That's her mama or grandma. That ain't. Well, I don't want to knock the young lady. It might be her.
That's dope though. That's dope.
It is. I like her. I like her spirit. I like her energy, man. She seems like a really cool person. So I ain't gonna knock her at all.
Man, speaking of spirit and energy. Shannon.
Spirit and energy. Talking about that first.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Orenthal James Simpson, Mo.
So speaking of spirit and energy, J. Cole this week. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, wait. So you like me on this?
As far as what?
You don't give two fucks about OJ dying.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
In the sense of you don't care, or the sense of he's dead.
It's not. I don't have any sense. I don't have any feelings towards it. Like I don't
ain't
fall
old enough either, though.
I know I'm like on the tail end of it though. Like I wasn't like I completely was in a whole different world. I was
you in kindergarten?
What year is
You
that?
might know
90,
this.
what,
I was
93?
in the 8th grade.
93, 94? What is this?
I was in the 8th grade, I think. Yeah. So I graduated in '01, so I was in the 8th grade. That was
So, okay,
94.
so yeah, I was about, yeah, I was a baby. I mean, I was a toddler, but yeah, I mean, but still, I was in the zeitgeist of that. And then I even, looked at docs before and even heard stories and even watched People versus OJ. Just
Oh, so
getting
you
you.
watched that whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That was
Did you
fire.
watch the documentary?
There's a new one.
No, it was old. It came out before the People versus OJ.
I may have seen some clips
E3, it's
before.
the E60 joint, the ESPN joint. It's like 4 parts.
Oh, no, I might have
It's
to.
one of the best documentaries I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Like easily top 5. Like it ain't. There's no mistaking it, and it ain't 5. But yeah, the People versus OJ was good too. It gives you a lot more context to the People versus OJ. So if you ever can check it out, I think it's on like maybe the ESPN app. It may be on even Netflix.
Mm.
But if you're a fan of documentaries, that People versus
Yeah, I like
OJ,
that type of stuff. Yeah.
you'll love this because it gives you a lot more context, and it gives you a lot of reasons of why I'm like, bro, I do not care. Like people, this is a mo take, but just being on Twitter and stuff today, and people are all rest in peace, or thought like, bro, stop it, man. OJ didn't even like being black.
You
So
didn't
not
even,
gonna get
right.
you're not gonna get no sympathy from me.
Not
Nigga,
from
like,
Spike Lee with that. I know how Spike Lee feel about black.
rest in hell, nigga. I don't give 2 fucks about you, bro.
Bro,
Nigga talking about I ain't black,
can we
I'm
quote you
OJ.
on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna be talking about this probably on Is the Mic Still On, probably on DeadEnd Sports this upcoming week. So yeah, you're gonna hear it everywhere that I'm at. Like I don't give 2 fucks about OJ, bro. I
Yeah.
could care less.
Yeah, I just made a post. You go to our Good Earners page, but I used the Paulie when he was talking about Ralph, when they was like, he's like, man, he's a piece of you know it and I know it. He said, do we got to forget
That's
1,000
great.
incidents with this guy?
That's
like,
great.
man,
Because that's exactly what it is, man.
yeah,
don't
and
care,
I didn't even put his name in. I just said, man, this just hits different today.
Yes.
Let
Yeah,
people
like,
kind of put the
it-
pieces
it-
together,
come on,
but
exactly.
But yeah, honestly, like I don't follow on either side. I mean, I don't know if he did or didn't do it. I don't know anything
I don't
about
even really
the guy.
care if he did and didn't do it.
I don't
Like,
really
dude,
either. It's not.
yeah.
It's not. But I'm not going to do an RIP fake post like I cared. Like I did care about when we lost Carl Weathers. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like a kind of like a black hero to me in the acting space. I did care about that for what he did on
that's
Rocky
fair.
alone. So, but yeah,
That's fair.
so
That is fair. So man, we got that out of the way. Mo, I always give you stuff about you were a rapper. I've been waiting to ask you this. Former rapper, having that competitive spirit in you. We talked about it on deck. Me and AB compared it to basketball. But as someone who took rap really seriously, and you seen it play out what J. Cole did at his Dreamville Fest, where he apologized to Kendrick Lamar, and he said, "I'm sticking my chin out. You my friend. I don't want this type of energy. I may even delete the song that he had off of May Delete This Later,
7 minute drill.
drill. Yeah, he felt like that he went too far.
Mm-hmm.
And as a creative, Mo, one, I want to know, do you think art is competitive? And two, I want to know, in this position, as someone who's done and created art before, could you see yourself taking this approach?
Man, I've had a lot of
Culture.
time. I've had a lot of time with this, and to be honest, y'all, I think by this point, y'all have heard the Joe Buddens, the Rorys, the Mallory Bros, the whoever y'all have heard that do the in this space.
This is gonna be something different, though. This is
different. So I'm gonna tell y'all, Spike Lee. I mean, I gave Spike Lee and Rich the greatest hits of Mo. Like I was dogging Cole. Y'all, those voice notes alone is a podcast. However, I'm not. So I share the sentiment as everybody. I think this is just ridiculous to do. So I'm not going to go into that aspect of it. But the aspect that I will go into as far as apology, I listened to me and Spike, we listened to the Joe Budden pod, and there was some interesting things that were said that makes me kind of look back. And even I think I might have seen something somewhere else too. So what it made me think about is it's a couple of things. It could be a situation where it's like, hey, look, we about to duke it out. Go ahead and get out the way. He possibly is about to retire.
He
Like
might have got a warning shot from one of them, and been like
a
"Hey, bro,
text
you don't
like,
wanna
hey,
be in the-
look,
like if you ain't really down, you don't want to be in the middle of this."
yeah, because this is about to get ugly. If that's where they want to take it. But it seems like it's something along the lines of, get out the way, or it's like, you know what, I'm really about to retire for real. Like when I said I'm putting the fall off, I'm really retiring. And you know what, I don't really have the time to try to battle and do this. I'm trying to leave a certain kind of way. And you know what? I'm going to fall back. I'm going to fall off, so to speak. I'm okay with however people feel about it because I'm retiring for real. I'm serious when I tell you that's it. So you know what? I did the features. I didn't want to lead a game without collaborating. I didn't want to. So he's like, I'm about to lead a game. I don't want to lead a game coming at my friend. Again, I don't agree with none of this. This is just how I've had time to process and listen to a lot of opinions. And I'm thinking like, okay, maybe I don't want to leave the game this way. I could go there. I know it's going to make me look bad. Cole knows all that. He knew this, and I think he don't really care.
You think he knew this? You think he knew people would respond to him apologizing this way, or do you think?
I think he did. Like I think that what
we're in a mental health era. Like, do you think that he was able, or he thought he may be able to play into that more, and people would be like, "Oh man, he's right, man. What are we doing here?"
No, I think he probably knew there was a slim chance it may work, but I think he knew he's like, this is hip hop. Like Cole is a true student of the game. He made a lot let Nas down song, so he knows he knows what this is. But I mean, and I tell people like his original name was The Therapist. That was his original rap name. Like before, yeah, like that. He's talked about it in interviews.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah. So, but he obviously changed it to J. Cole. But like, so the thing about it is, I don't think he was looking for it, and I don't think he really cared for real, because it's like, people are going to say whatever they want to say about his legacy at this point. It's like, it don't matter. Like, eventually people will come back and double back and be like, you know what? It wasn't that big of a deal. People are going to look at this apology totally different in 5 years. They're going to look at it as radical. They're going to look just like Drake with the ghostwriting thing, just like Kanye with 808 and Heartbreaks. They was like, I can't believe this is garbage. This is blah, blah. Now people like, oh man, it was innovative. People are going to look at this apology and say, yo, he was the first rapper like really pushing mental health. I mean, we go back to Scarface, but this, they're going to look at it differently in years from now. I don't agree with it. I'm not caping for Cole. I'm just speaking from trying to be unbiased about what the possibility of doing this apology in the midst of a rap beef, a hip hop, thing, knowing that you are like a true hip hop artist, so.
I disagree with you. I do. It doesn't sound like you're caping for him, but it does sound like you are giving people a lot more credit than they deserve. Individually, yeah, we're deep, we're fantastic, and there's all these things individually about us that you're like, oh, well, you got to get to know a person. However, when we get to that group think mode, which I feel like the response has been, humans are a lot more predictable. And I don't think that this reaction will change given time because of the way that humans are. People are gonna stick to this. Like, people are contributing this to his legacy, and his legacy being ruined, tarnished, and whatever it may be moving forward. I'm still not there yet, bro. I talked about it on deck.
I'm with you.
Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm still not there in the sense of how much. Okay, let me ask you this: peer pressure. How much of a believer are you in peer pressure?
Peer pressure.
An adult, a 40-year-old man.
Peer pressure does exist. It just doesn't. But I know what you mean. It's pressure's not the word. Pressure's not the word.
Can your friends still convince you to do something by teasing you or saying, "Oh man, what you doing?" Like, is that still something that you feel like you could be subjected to?
It's not really the method. I think we can't get caught up in the method. It's not, pressure don't always have to be a tease. It can come in different ways. It can
not even a tease. It's just like, I know,
like enticed into it.
Somebody, like, if you were saying to me, like, let's say you and I had this conversation and you were like, man, nigga, Spike, I was listening to this podcast, nigga, these niggas was going in on you, bro. Like, you gotta say something on Another Week in the Books. Like, we gotta lead with it, bro. Like, do you think that would be an effective approach, or do you think that you would be receptive of it?
Like, if somebody was like that to you and you hit me with like, yo, bro.
Well, yeah. Even if it was me and I was like, man, I was doing a podcast, man, these niggas was going in.
I have to consider. Bro, like, I have to consider. The reason it is because
based off what though?
The source.
Me?
Who's it? Yeah, I have to respect the source. Like, that's the thing. So the source has to be respected for me to consider falling into the pressure. or the peer pressure of it. I think if the source is weak, there's no reason, especially at our big age, where you should be able to be so easily influenced. But I think that the source makes you consider, like, you know what? Maybe that don't mean necessarily do it, but I think you will consider because of the stake that you hold in who's saying this to you.
I don't know. I think I followed a different side, and this is a personality thing. It's more for me. Like I've always had a hard time when people have been like gassing you. Oh man, look, you got to do this. I always have a hard time like believing it. I don't know what that is. I haven't really explored it, but I always have a hard time once people turn the gas on. Like it's a ooh and ah thing to it, and motherfuckers want you to, man, you see her looking at you, man, go get a number, bro, go get a, like all of that shit. It never in my life has worked for me, which is why it's hard for me to say or understand when J. Cole says, man, you know what, my team was saying, what you gonna do, Cole? What you gonna do this, that, and the third? And that's the reason that I responded in the first place versus going with my initial spirit and thought and being like, man, you know what? I'm bigger than this. I'm not gonna do this because I don't feel it in my spirit. At this age, it doesn't that's not nothing's going to get me off of that pivot, especially if it's niggas gassing me, whether it's a good source or not. Like a nigga not gonna make me do something that I don't really want to do, regardless of how much gas you throw on. So that's what made J. Cole's apology hard to accept for me. And I love competition as well. I'm a competitive person, but the main thing of like him saying that he was responding to the text messages and 1,000 missed calls and people asking him what he gonna do, like that don't mean nothing to me at my age, and it shouldn't mean nothing to him at his age, bro. I don't give a fuck what people like are trying to gas me up to do. That does not register to me.
Nah, so but it does exist though, bro. Like it exists.
You say it exists. What do you mean?
Well, because it's all obviously everything. A lot of times, a lot of things about you ties into you being an only child. You know, it always goes back because everything at the beginning of the day, end of the day, it's gonna be solo. Now, somewhere in between the beginning and end of the day, there will be some team, collaborative effort with how you deal with people, rather it's a relationship, a business, friendship. There's going to be some collaborative, but at the end of the day and at the beginning of the day, it's solo for you because that's just how you were built. That's how you were raised, and that's your life. That's how it's been. So for you, it's harder to see because it's like, nigga, it's me. Why in the hell? Like you told me you have a hard time relationship. It's like, all right, I'm gonna compromise and do this. It's like, why would I even do that? Like, why would I even, for what? Why would I, nigga, I'm telling you, I got it. If you don't want to do it, cool, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So but I think it's different shoes for different feet, so to speak. So I think it exists, it happens, but you have to be a person that I don't want to say open-minded. That's not the term. I just think it's a scenario where it's so unfamiliar that sometimes you might gauge it the wrong way. And that happens. And okay. So for example, like I've been scammed before, right? Most of us have in some capacity, right? It might not be a lot, it may be a little, but
when you say scam, like, do you care to get into it? Like, what was it? It wasn't a Nigerian Prince email, was it?
No. It's been like on some like probably like around the Bitcoin wave, maybe. You know,
somebody gassed you to buy some Bitcoin.
I don't even know if it was something around. It was around that time, but it wasn't Bitcoin. It was some lady. I was already kind of like suspect of it, but like,
was it the Forex shit?
I don't remember what it was, bro. But it was something I knew it was fishy. But I was like, you know what?
I've been scammed. Mine was a lot more embarrassing than that. I got scammed with the three. When a motherfucker put the ball under the thing. Mm-hmm. You think you can find the ball? I got scammed like that before. I lost like.
Well, see, but
I told the story out here. I lost like $400 doing that shit. And I was young too.
Okay, see, and this is all a part of that. Why you're like, hell no. So, but that's a unfamiliar space, right? Mm-hmm. So it made you susceptible to doing something that's really out of your character. Even at that young age, you're like, really, because you know what I mean. I imagine you probably never really seemed like you ever been a gullible person.
No, but I am but not gullible, but I can be too nice. I think I can be too accommodating to people. Like
Okay,
that's
accommodating. Okay.
yeah. Like I feel like that can be the thing for me. Like it's not hard for me to say no. I don't want that misconception out
Yeah, of
there
course.
at all.
Definitely not at this
But
point.
but I'm a nice person though, like genuinely. So I genuinely want people to like, if I can help you out, I will try. If I see that it's worth it, I feel like that it's genuine. So yeah, the story about we were buying shoes, bro. Like, and we were in the mall, and it wasn't even my money that I lost. I had to pay it back.
Ooh.
But it just went from the lesson that I learned from that is you're not the smartest motherfucker. Like you think you're smarter than every fucking body. You need to take a step back and realize it is it's real hustlers out here. It's
Oh,
real shenanigans out here, as Kendrick will put it. But yeah, like I felt like these dudes, and they had the full scheme running on some Better Call Saul shit. There was one dude in there that was winning it, but come to find out, he was with it.
oh man.
So you see it, if you like, if he can do it, I know this goofy ass nigga picking it right every time. Hell yeah, I'm finna get it. Boom.
That's
So
crazy.
you do it, you guess the first one. He's like, okay, cool. Now put 100 up, see if you can guess it. I just guessed the first one. This shit ain't that hard. I just seen this nigga win 300.
That's good. That's really good.
And boom, you lose $100. He's like, all right, double or nothing. I'll
Bro.
give you like, all right, bet I got to get this money back. So now let's do it again. Boom, 300. You want to do it? Oh, it's just sick.
Oh,
I'll never forget that. I don't even know if I was 18 years old. Like my guy Scoops was with me and my cousin was with me, and
it hurt. That's
I'll never
heartbreaking.
forget that. Oh, well,
I got scammed at a register
been
before.
20 years, and I ain't never forgot that. I got scammed at a register like that too. Were you working there?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and the motherfucker did the change shit with you.
Yep.
They got
me
the same way, cold.
She was
too.
I was like, I had to call.
I ain't feel as bad about that. I ain't even feel as bad about that because
nah.
she deserved it. She was cold.
Killing
like,
it.
give me change for this 100. Give me change for this. Then walked it out. And then boom.
They got me. I could not believe.
You like, wait, whoa, what?
Nigga, I immediately called the manager. Like at Subway, I'm like, hey, I think something's wrong because they got out of there, and I thought about it, something don't feel right. And it was short, but I want to go back to something you said before we move on, and we kind of talk a little more about apologies. You talk about being the smartest in the room, or just talk about being humble. I had a recent humble experience. I mean, I meant to say this a few weeks ago. So in our housing complex, we have a thing called a lagoon, which is basically like a kind of, I want to say a water park, kind of like a water park, man-made beach, whatever. So people can buy, tickets to come and actually go to this thing, but we obviously residents. So we go to the
y'all got monies.
Psych. That's what I was laughing about. I said, what niggas be living in like a 5-bedroom house, broke as shit. Nigga, I was like, that's why I be laughing. I'm like, think about the optics of this. Like we look like people pull up, my parents come like, oh man, I do it nice. I said, nigga ain't no furniture up in here. That nigga ain't no nigga. We try nigga buddy tight than a mug. But I laugh about it now because I was like, imagine the optics of this. It'll help me. But anyway, so we go to Lagoon, we have my daughter and we're watching another young lady. They're hanging out, and we're doing a water thing. So I was like, you know what, man? I'm not even dressed for the occasion for it. I mean, I got some maybe some, I don't even say gym shorts, but they were like some shorts that could pass for trunks. But I wasn't intending to get in the water, and I got like a little Miami Vice shirt on. So I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to do the kayak thing because I kept seeing people doing it, and it looked smooth. People just sitting on these using a little rowboat. I'm like, man, I want to do that. I'm cool. So I go out there, I say, oh, you got to get the little vest. I put the vest on. I'm like, all right, cool. I get in the kayak, and she's like, you gonna do it? I'm like, yeah, bro. I get in the kayak, got my glasses on. For y'all that don't know, if y'all on the YouTube, I wear glasses. Like, I don't wear them on here because they ain't comfortable with the headphones, but I wear glasses. So
I thought you were talking about sunglasses. I don't even know if I knew you wore glasses.
I think I wore them on like an early episode. We probably didn't do
I don't remember that.
a YouTube. Yeah, I wore glasses, though. So I get in there, bro, confident in the mug. Got shirt on. I ain't take shirt off under the vest. Like I say, I got drawers on. Like I'm not planning to fall in the water. I got my glasses on. I get to moving and I'm going slow motion, bro. And nigga, I got to swim. I was going slow because I'm like, just take your time. And the boat started wobbling. Nigga, and it's past the zone. You gotta wear a life vest. Now I don't know how deep.
Wait, this is going into like a lake?
No, it's not a lake, but they got an area like a little, a thing where they say don't go past this area, and then past this area you need to have the vest on, just because. So I got a vest on. I fall out the boat. Now here was the problem. There's a few things, but you on mute, bro.
Wait. Is this a pool? Like, I
No,
don't
this is like,
understand
bro.
the
This is
water
like
situation.
I don't want to say a water park. It's about big as a water park though, bro. Like it looks like
in
a
y'all
beach.
housing complex.
Yeah.
It's like a beach they built. Okay, I've
Yeah,
seen.
I might
that
have. Okay, I might have to see it. It's like an Airbnb. Like if you ever been to an Airbnb that has like a
Yeah.
setup inside, yeah, like that type of
Uh-huh.
situation. So, bro, I fall in the water, glasses and fell off. Like I'll tell you about the glass. Come back to the glasses. Fell off. Now I'm trying to catch myself. Now, I know how to swim, and that's not a problem. But the problem was, me and her, we was chilling. We had our little umbrella drinks. Again, I was in my mind. I'm so confident. I'm not gonna fall. I'm seeing not one person has failed. I fall in the water and now I'm trying to I'm calm. I'm swimming and I'm trying to get, okay, let me get back on the boat. I get my knee up, get on the boat. The boat drops me again. And now I'm like trying to be cool, but not panic because I'm like, I don't know how deep the water is. And so I don't, normally if you know it's deep, you can go down, shoot back up. But I didn't know how deep it was.
Bottom and come back up.
Yeah, but I didn't know. So I'm like trying to stay cool. So nigga, I flipped the boat over and then I reach on the other side of her but get on it. And so now I'm on top of the boat upside down and I'm just floating there catching my breath.
Oh my God.
So nigga, bro, the
Did
sight.
your wife see this?
Yes. So I finally look, bro. I float the boat upside down. Like everybody's still doing their thing. Next, go. I'm on the boat upside down, looking crazy. Finally, I get over the floaty thing and I walk the boat back and I walk over there and she was like, "You cool? You good?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Bro, low key niggas don't know I was fighting for my life, nigga. I almost freaking drowned, nigga." I said, "Bro, I almost drowned for real." And then the full circle moment, we finally get done, we getting ready to leave. You go to the little water park to wash your feet off from the sand. Some dude's like, "Hey, weren't you the one out there?"
How white dude, wasn't it?
Yes. I was like, "Nick, what are the odds,
what did he
bro?"
say though?
What
did he say? You was like,
"Hey,"
what?
he was like, "Weren't you the one out there that was floating on the boat upside down?" I was like, "Yeah, that was me." I'm like, "What are the odds, bro?" But I lost my glasses. So anyway, but I said all that to say, y'all gonna laugh about that, but I said all that to say,
hilarious.
It was a humbling experience to remind you, like no matter how confident you feel, you don't know everything. And it humbled me so quick, bro. But I did go back out there a second time and I got it that time. I didn't fall again.
You know why you fell over?
Well, yeah, because I should have had
doing something wrong.
Well, I should have had they got a chair. It's not a chair, but it's like a back part that you put in with it. And that keeps it more balanced. So when I went out there, I was looking for my glasses. And she was like, "You gonna go back out there again?" I was like, "I got to. I need my glasses." I go out there.
Did you find them?
I did not. I did not. So I had to get some new ones. So I got some new ones or whatever. But I had
water
to take
will humble you like a motherfucker,
bro.
Water will humble you. I never forget have you ever been camping?
No. I
went to one of them. I went to one of them when I was young, like with the Boys and Girls Club, one of those, like for a week, you away from home, you stand in the cabin and shit like that. I would never forget that. I was about 9. I'll never forget that I went out in the kayak, like you said. And it was just me. It was me and this one other person. And I thought that I knew how to row and shit, where you could go like further out or you could come back. But we kept rowing to get back and we just kept getting further out there, bro. I thought that I was going to die out there. That was probably one of the most scared moments that I ever had in my life. Bro. I've never forgotten that.
That is scary when you get further out and you,
the shore just keep disappearing and the little lifeguard person's like, "Come back. We was like, "Shit, we trying, bitch. Like, bro, how you do this?" Nigga. And we was young too, but they finally came out there and got us. But that shit, I still remember that. So I know how terrified you was. That's,
I'm almost drowned.
Water will humble. Water will humble. I have to. Yeah, I can swim, but water will humble. Like at the wave pool.
Yeah,
I went to the wave pool in Nashville. You go in there, the little buzzer go off, and then it's like, yeah, I can jump. I see these niggas jumping in here when the waves come. That ain't nothing. I can do that, nigga. You do it.
How old was you at this point?
This is at Seville Point. I was older than like 12, 13. Like no one noticed.
Okay, so you still kids,
like
so you ain't had no grown experience of like, nigga, I was slipping.
No, I haven't. I've had a grown experience where I was scared, but I kept my composure because I knew how to swim, and there were other people. And like, we went. I think I said this on here. I went to Cancun. Me and the lady that I was dating at the time, we went to Cancun, and there was this excursion where you go on a zip line, you do Ride of the Forerunners, and you swim in a cave. I think they call them consuelos or some shit like that in Mexico. I'm not sure, but you swim in a cave, And the whole appeal of the cave thing was you dive in, you walk through, you go through this water, and then on the other end, it's this whole big opening, and you get to swim in it and shit like that. But what they didn't say was this real narrow ass pathway to get into the opening. So you like got water coming up to your neck.
Oh no.
And then the ceiling is like right at your head.
Oh my.
The girl I was dating at the time, she's like, hell no, nope, I'm good, and you shouldn't do it either. Me,
oh
of
man.
course, you know I'm not going for that.
See,
you, know,
you never
I'm
learn.
like,
you never learn.
What, nigga? I can swim, I can do this. But midway through that, I was like, oh, this is a mistake. This is a
So why you still didn't turn around?
Nah, I ain't turning around because it was too late at that point. I ain't know, like it was like what you said. I ain't know how deep the water was. It looked like it was deep as shit though. It was pitch black dark. So the only thing you could do was move forward. It's just I didn't realize how cramped it was in there. It was like a real like movie type shit. You was like, man, what in the fuck? I was scared. I ain't gonna hold you. This was as an adult.
Yeah.
Like it's 2 times that I've been on. And another time I went to I was in Puerto Rico and we were doing the jet skis. There's another time when she pulled it, she was like, nah, I'm cool. Cause I ain't trying to do it on my own and I ain't trying to ride with you because you're too reckless. And we was on the jet skis, it's like a group of 8 of us. And I was just leisurely doing it and they were flying. And I didn't realize like how much effort that it took to ride a jet ski. Like you really got to.
Is that the thing where you got the skis on your feet and that boat is pulling you and you got to hold on to the string?
It's a thing that you're sitting on like a water motorcycle. You got the little flat bottom and you throttle it. And
I would see. I would have thought that was like, that's crazy.
I've seen it on TV. So you see DJ Khaled doing it, and you're like, man, I can do that shit. But I didn't realize you got to ride the motherfucker. Pause. Yeah. But you really got to like get into it and be standing up and ride the waves and shit. So they were flying. And it got to a point where it was 7 or 8 of us, and I couldn't see them no more. And we were in the middle of the ocean. It was like, bro, even if I get lost from them, I don't even know which way to go.
Yeah.
So I just manned it up and, stood up and caught up with everybody. And even the dude, when we got to, because we were going to different, it's a really cool tour because you take the jet skis and you ride the coastline of Puerto Rico and you see some of their historic sites and whatnot. And we got to the first place where everybody was stopped, and the dude that was leading, he was like, bro, you all right, man? You got a little far behind there. I was like, nigga, y'all left me. Fuck you talking about? Got a little far behind. You ain't doing your job. But yeah, those are the occasions as to where like, and I do that on vacation. Like I've done the scariest thing that I've done is the parasail shit. But like you get in the thing behind the boat, not on the skis like what you're saying, but it's like a kite. And it's flying behind the it was like you like 300 feet in the air.
Like a real extreme dude.
I like on vacation. We on vacation. You down vacation, bro, man. You went out great.
Bro, but you're on vacation. You're like, okay, this is a good time that I could possibly die. Let's do it.
Facts, fuck it. Let's do it.
That's crazy. Nigga. That's crazy.
But no, like I did that. As I was up there, I was thinking about, I was like, man, this shit looks scary. But yeah, it's the little like you on the kite behind the boat.
I would never pick you to do this. You seem like a person that would be like putting so much logic on why not to do this. I'm not going to do it. And the fact that you do it, that is a shocker for me and probably some of the newer listeners. Because I would never. I mean, wow, we never had an episode about courage. But nigga, that's an episode because like there are certain moments where it's like, bro, no, that really takes bravery and courage. Like it's not like
my logic was flawed, and I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad. My logic is flawed in the sense of, man, people do this all the time. Ain't nobody gonna die from it.
Yeah.
But I don't look at it like, man, you could be the nigga to get out here and get stuck or fall off of this damn kite, and then what you gonna say to that? But yeah, it's vacation. You want to have fun. You want to be outside yourself a little bit. Because like you said, I wouldn't usually be the person to take those type of risks. Yeah. But it was fun to do them. Looking back, it was scary as well. But
you get a thrill. You get a thrill off of that kind of, don't you?
You do. I do. Okay. I would skydive.
So that makes it, that's your bag. Like, because you seem like you have like a really what we talked about, like regiment and everything. So you have like a really structured routine. And so that all of that stuff goes outside of it, and it's kind of a thrill in the in opposition to what the normal Spike Lee lifestyle is.
Yes. To take a break, to release. Yeah.
No, so that makes a lot of sense. That's what it almost like that helps feed your consistency coming back.
Facts.
Because you're gonna have you're gonna have that chance to break away from this consistency and mundane, so to speak, so I can go outside, draw outside of the lines.
That's a great point too. There's a high that I used to have. I ain't went on vacation in a minute. I need to go again, but there's a high that I used to have coming off vacation, and it speaks to what you said because it is so regimented in my regular everyday life. Coming back off vacation, there is this type of high that I have for about a week or 2 weeks where you like,
oh yeah,
I feel great, man. I could run through a wall right now. So yeah, I do 100% can correlate those two about it. But we said all of that to say we were talking about what
I was talking about how I almost died at the lagoon.
died at the lagoon, and
Like just because I know we're moving
and you
on.
got into that from just being what we were talking about before
being humbled and thinking you're the smartest person in the room.
Situations, yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So to bring it all the way back, and before we get into accepting apologies and things like that, I do think that J. Cole was humbled by this situation. He was humbled by the situation in the sense of, I'm doing this for sport. And I do think that there's some credence to what you said as to him receiving a phone call from one of his two friends, Kendrick or Drake, and being like, you're doing this for sport. You're a nice guy. You cool. People fuck with you. This is about to get really ugly. And you're going to need to choose a side, or you're going to need to build your own defense mechanism. Meaning, like, if you don't choose a side and it ain't clear that you with me, then I'm going to blow your shit up too.
Yeah.
Like you need to really take heed to what you do from this point forward. And I think that he heard that and he was like, no. I wasn't here for all of that. I ain't been rapping, and this is my biggest gripe with it. Over the last 2-3 years, I ain't been doing these features rapping this way. I've been doing this to be the #1 rapper, yes, but I did not know that it consists of this. I didn't know that I would maybe possibly have to lose friends. I didn't know that I would possibly maybe have to talk about a nigga family or things that he and I talked about in confidence with each other. I didn't know all of that was coming into play. And since it has, I'm out. I'm good. I'm y'all nigga. If y'all want to do that and be that and y'all this deep into the rap shit, cool. Me, I'm just a bars nigga. And that's fine. You can be that, but you can never be the #1 rapper and be that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like art is competition. I feel like that you do have to have some dog in you in order, if you're looking for that #1 spot. If you want to maintain and you cool with just being what you do, that's fine. But you can never be like, I'm the best person that does this, if you're not willing to take out the best person that does this, or at least compete with the best person that does this.
Yeah.
Like that has to be in your bag. It's impossible for it not to be, in my opinion.
Some people are in the army and they meant to just be in the kitchen, bro.
Facts. Or fix cars. Or fix planes.
In the
like
armory.
You're not here to shoot motherfuckers in the head.
Yeah.
But the person that is there to shoot the motherfucker in the head, you like that. That's his bag. This is what I'm here for. I came here to kill people, move up, be in a special ops unit, go kill bin Laden. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Not taking nothing away from what you do, but what I do is different. And you can never say, oh, we in the army together. Like you ain't special ops. Like you army, and that's cool. And I fuck with you for your commitment and thank you for your service. But you ain't over here like doing secret missions where we extracting the most dangerous motherfuckers in the world. And that's what we do.
Let me ask you real quick.
And that's J. Cole bag. And I feel like, go ahead.
He and I ain't heard this too many places, y'all, but for those that are Wire fans, he's naming. Like when he told them, hey man, go get your pack off this bit. He's like, I don't want it. I don't want it. That's cool.
Damn.
So I said it in our group text.
Naming is good. Naming is good. I missed that.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know how many.
I said Ned Stark. I said he's Ned Stark.
Oh, Ned Stark. Ned Stark was good too. But I want to say, ask rather, and we're moving on from the Cole thing because I like what we did here with it. I mean, I like what everybody else did, but I think this is the B side conversation, which is what
these are the things that come from it.
Yes, these things come from it.
It's how you get to that place where you were as Cole as a man. Not us judging his decision. His decision is his decision, bro. You do what you want.
Yeah.
I ain't the nigga to come here and tell you, oh, you pussy, oh, you should have did. Like, bro, I'm not on that type of time.
Bro, he got a wife and kids.
Yeah, like, come on, bro. What we talking about?
Yeah, like
this man he's very successful in his profession. So it's not my job to come and be like, you should have did this. However, what we do well, now what I like to commend you for, give myself some credit for it another week in the books. Like, this is a more adult focused conversation. This ain't necessarily just about rap. These are some of the things, some of the repercussions, some of the things that you may think about while dealing with this in your everyday life, or when you talk to people, or you may think about apologizing or conceding or something.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask one question about like where's the spot he should go to have like a long conversation about everything and where he's at. But I'm not gonna ask the question. The question I do want to ask is being like as we transition into, unless you want to bring up any more relevant events, but okay, well as we transition into it, like something that taken outside of the cold apology, something that I think is really big, and it's a part of that kind of. And again, I think he should have took Kendrick's head off, or went at least tried, or got his head taken off. So that, but set aside that, something that I think could be acknowledged, not just with him, but in general. There's a thing where when you care about somebody for real and you like love them and you say something to them, they say something back, and what they said back could warrant a specific reaction from you, and you realize that, and you say, you know what? Nah, I love you. And before I let myself react that way. And that's a huge, I'm not saying that's this, but what I am saying, that is a thing. And I've been thinking about that, like, man, rather it's a mom where it's like, mom was like kind of, you said something and mom went somewhere else with it, it's like, whoa. Or it's a friend or a homeboy, it's like, whoa, you went somewhere else. And I seen myself going somewhere with my reaction that I said, you know what? I love you. I can't. Look, let's.
I struggle with this. And this
Okay.
is a really good point that we stumbled upon, because the two methods of thinking with this, in my opinion, you're right in the sense of, you know what, you went a little too far. I'm not going to let that trigger me because I don't want this to go any further.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
There is that aspect of it, which you were speaking to, right?
Right.
There's also an aspect of it of, and I've always struggled with this. If I can't go that far with you, then who can? Because you're supposed to love me. We're supposed to be friends. And you know that I'm not being malicious, or maybe I am being a little bit malicious, but I'm doing that to strike a fire under you. So that opens up the question of, like, how much criticism are you willing to take from your real friends? Like, people that really fuck with you, and you know, even though it's in my personality to jump off the porch, or what you just said, I really don't like it, and I slick feel like you disrespected me. However, can you be the person be like, well, I know this person loves me, and they're not saying this to strike the type of reaction, or they are saying this to strike the type of reaction, but they know that I need this type of reaction right now in order to deal with what we're talking about. Like, how much do you trust people with your love, with your friendship, companionship, relationship? How much do you trust them to push you to be like, or to take you to that place? Like, to take it back to Kendrick and J. Cole briefly, if J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar are genuine friends, is there something that can be said? If I know you're doing this in sport, I know you're not trying to be like, even though some things you may have said that I didn't like, but I know you're not being malicious, right? Can I still, when I see you, dap you up and be like, good game, my nigga? Like, if we was hooping. Like, I've almost gotten fighting with my friends in hooping.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's happened to you before, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I had a friend swing on me. Yeah, swing on me because I'm hooping, killing it, and I'm talking shit.
But y'all didn't recover, though.
You remember the story?
Yeah.
I won't say we didn't recover. I was just, but look, I was just in that's crazy that you said. I was just in Nashville the last time that I was there, and he was with another one of my homeboys. He was like, oh, your man's in here asking for you, man. He ain't seen your family. He was asking how you been. I told him he was outside. I didn't make it in the club because I wasn't paying the cover charge to get in. That's ridiculous at my age.
Yeah, I got you.
But the point still remains, like, even after that, it wasn't I'm never fucking with this nigga again. He tried to, like, we had phone conversations after. It took a while, but he apologized. We had phone conversations. We've texted since then, and it wasn't like I was like, man, fuck this nigga. He tried to swing on me.
Yeah, he swung on me. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was more so in the sense of, okay, I get it. Because now, being older, I can understand. I would probably swing on me too. Because I was in my bag. I was in my bag. Yeah. It was just one of them nights. Like, you're like, nigga, you got me fucked up. Like, for the show, I've
been there, though. I've talked crazy before.
Yeah, and then when it's working, don't let it be working, though. Like, you talking crazy, and like,
and you winning
shots that you would never hit like hit.
You're having your way.
Man, come on,
Oh,
bro.
man, come
I'm
on,
in
bro.
my bag. Like
I've been there, and I know. I was like, bro.
we used to, Dro listening to this, I'm sure. Like we used to hoop every Sunday. It'd get heated. It
Oh,
would be
absolutely.
Dro, J, AB, a lot of us, bro. And there was some like, nigga,
Niggas want to
you
win.
got me. Yeah, you got me fucked up, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's cool. We out here hooping and like me and AB used to have like a rivalry, like real deal. Like nigga, you
Don't
not
put me
better
on your
than me.
team. Don't put me on your team.
Yeah, like I don't even. You need to be on the other team.
Yeah,
Every time we play
I
basketball, you
dang
need
like
to be
let's
on
do
the
this
other
all over
team.
again. Trade them for me. Yeah,
Facts.
I've been there. Like
Yes,
I don't.
yes.
My best friend,
But
rest
I
in
never
peace.
took it personally. I was very mad sometimes at him, at them, like being on the other team. But I never took it personally because I knew it wasn't no malicious intent.
Yeah, and so you're right that you can challenge the validity or the depth of their friendship if you can't be able to have a friendly competitive moment amongst the world. And again, well, there's the
we should
world,
be able to get in each other's face, bro.
But there is the world watching. This is not like, oh, there's a couple niggas in the gym, so we, everybody's watching and dissecting and breaking down every word you're saying, and so I
But we
get it.
still friends though, right?
Yeah,
like we still like even with all of this chatter in our ear, there's still a world where I can pick up the phone and be like, what's good, bro?
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
I think a
still this world that
conversation
can
could
do
be
that.
had but I do think that I still think that again, it's no point of you coming at me because you're not really the target. And and as bad as this gonna make your legacy look by you apologizing or whatever it is or however you gonna dead it from amongst people, it's gonna look even more bad when I slaughter you and then I move on to the next guy and I make you really look like the bronze.
And we not friends no more.
And we're not. I mean, and I think even then it could have been like we're friends, but it's like now you look like the penultimate boss before the real boss. Like let me get you out of the way. I made you look like a little nigga now. You know what I'm saying? So because I'm not really even after you. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is a lot more complex than people make it. I've had a lot of time to process it, but I still think that I don't like what Cole did, but I still think that he's preparing for retirement, and I think that he's trying to leave with no smut, and I think that he thought about it and it's like, you know what? I would have liked to compete with somebody, but not my own homeboy. But unfortunately,
I didn't want it to go this far. Like I know where it's about to go. If you believe all the skepticism, if you believe all the rumors, the Joe Buttons, the Malls, and saying Friday, man, niggas about to drop nuclear bombs, and Cole got a call, a text. If you believe those things, I can give him a lot more leeway. In you know what, I'm out. Because that's something that I could do. I could see myself doing too. If I'm not trained, if I'm in a mental space where you're like, man, y'all niggas finna take it there, I'm out. I'm finna go home. I'm finna go play some golf. I'm not like loading the nines up and getting ready to roll on the nigga block and shoot people. I ain't finna do that. I thought we was rapping. And since we not doing that, and that's what type of time y'all on, I'm out. Even though, again, like you said, I still don't feel any better about it, but with more time to think, if that were the thing that happened.
Well,
And
think about
motherfuckers
this.
like, we finna take it here. We really finna take it. Because you got to think, there are two ways that, and I know there are two ways that I would think about it. One, you don't respect me in the same class that you respect each other as, and you think that I need to bow out, so I feel disrespected. So now I'm finna double down.
Yeah,
because that's the type of time that I'm on. Now I'm
you're
still
not
trying
to get to him. Like I'm
like fuck that. Like nigga, what you talking about? Bow out, nigga. It's finna get here, nigga. I'm already here.
Yeah.
So I don't think Cole is on that type of time, which I understand. At 40 years old with a wife and kids is cool. The other one is like, oh, okay. As I've been saying all show, y'all niggas just finna do this. I'm out. I'm out 430, nigga. Like I don't want to hear nothing about. Like I'm good. I'm not finna talk about a nigga mom and kids and wife and shit like that. Like I'm not going there.
Well, because it has
what
to.
I heard from you finna do that, and he finna do that, and I ain't finna be caught in the middle of it. So you know what? I did my little jab. I'm out just to let niggas know that I was alive, and I'll take third place. It's cool.
Yeah, and it's, think about this, taking it even further. How much of a challenge is, and again, this sounds like we're shooting bail for Cole. That's not it. Y'all go listen to On Deck, man. But think about when you step out and do something that is a conviction of yours, that you know everybody gonna look at you like, nigga, are you serious? Because you could think about it, getting on the stage and knowing how nerve-wracking it's about to be in that moment. And I ain't told my manager, I ain't told no friend, I ain't told nobody. I'm in the moment, and you start get that, you know, you get that hot chest because you know you about to say something. You don't know it.
Your ears start burning.
Ears start ringing.
Your ears get hot.
Yeah, you get the hot ears. You get the little jittery
That's
voice.
when I know I'm mad.
Yeah, and you're trying to like,
my ears start getting
I don't even know how I'm about to say this, but I got to get out of this. And you know nobody's going to agree. They're going to dog. I got to turn notifications off. I got to turn the phone. Like, but you got to stand on your conviction. Like when we move past hip hop, when we get to the man aspect, it's like, bro, I got to stand on my conviction. I cannot let you do this. I remember years ago, my cousin, it was something so small, but my cousin, for some reason, I don't know what it was, and we tight. When we would come to Kentucky, he wouldn't like acknowledge my wife, and he didn't have no issue with her, nothing. They just kind of
wouldn't acknowledge her. What do you mean? Like,
well, just like say, hey, how you doing? What's going on with you? Like, kind of just a little brief, little like, hey, how you doing? Hey, good to see you again, or whatever. Like, no real acknowledgement. Hey, Lump, what's up, man? Hey, man, you remember back then? Blah blah blah. Like all the way, like never really stopping, and you know, and we are one, like the Bible says. So, but and then also talking to me about like, you know, because they're stuck back in the day. You know, you got homeboys back in Tennessee where they're like, hey, remember when you girl? Hey, she doing like this now, bro. She like, you know, so they're doing that whole thing. Look at her now, bro. Look, you dodged the bullet. Like, bro, you know what I mean? And but again, I know they didn't mean nothing malicious by it. So one day I had to stand on my conviction and say, hey, look, bro, I'm gonna be all the way. Hey, you need to acknowledge my wife when you see me.
Was he confused?
He wasn't confused. It was more like, well, this is new territory for us because we grown men now. We ain't young boys hooping, and you know, you big cuz. He is my big cousin. You know what I'm saying? He's a year older than me, so he is my big cousin. But we've had grown conversations. We started to develop that new phase when, you know, you move away and you come back into town, and now y'all like, hey, we not little boys no more. We older now. We can have real conversation. We can have a drink. You know what I mean? We can have a whatever. So it was one of those moments where my wife would speak up about it, and I was just like, if it bothers her enough to say, like, do you ever notice that? It's like, no, actually, I really didn't. So I immediately, the next time we got there, I was like, hey, cuz I'm straight up, bro. I'm gonna be all the like, you need to acknowledge my wife. Like, when you see me, you see her. She's me and I'm her. She's a part of me and I'm a part of her. You need to speak to her. Even if you just say, hey, how you doing? That's
Did your
cool.
wife express this to you before you noticed it? Like, how did you know? How did you pick up on this?
She did.
Said something. Okay.
Yeah, and she didn't make a big fuss about it. It was light, but it was enough for me to like think. I'm like, dang, I didn't even notice.
As the man, it was enough for you to be like, oh,
it was enough to
man,
like,
man,
yeah.
since it started kicking, you like, hold
yeah,
up,
absolutely. And
Yeah.
so a lot of people may not agree with that. They'd be like, oh, well, you've been knowing your cousin for this long. You know you don't mean this and that about.
No,
a lot of
that's
people might
your
not.
wife though.
Yeah, but it's like, nah, like she gonna be the one there when nobody else is there for real. Like she gonna know about the darkest areas and the areas of who I am that nobody will ever see and ever know. And she holds it.
Okay. That's a really interesting story. Now you got my mind racing. Something was presented to me this week that I love your opinion on based off that now. All right. So follow me here and just let me know what you think. So let's say that there was somebody that you had a slight run-in with before you met your wife.
Okay.
And when I say run-in, I ain't talking about a fight. I'm just talking about you felt like they was being a little pretentious. It just rubs you the wrong way. How they was like a guy.
Sure.
Let's say it's a guy. Let's say it's a guy. They were rubbing you the wrong way, and you was like, this nigga a bitch. Like, nigga, he could have.
What's the relationship?
Well, let's just say this person was in a position of privilege, right? And they could, let's say you're trying to get in the club, and this person is at the door, and they popular and famous, and they're like, well, not famous, but popular, and they like,
they want to go through the technicalities. Do you got
yeah,
this? Do you got that?
with you specifically too. When it's other niggas you looking at, he letting them in the club and shit. But when you get up there, and he may not even know you from Adam, and he may, But when you get up there, it's like, nah, bro, I'm sorry, but we can't let you in, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't
ain't
got on
doing that.
dress
We ain't on that
shoes.
type of time. Yeah, we ain't on that type of time tonight. Y'all come back another night. All right. So cool. You understand that part of it, right?
Okay.
Now let's say years later, you marry a woman who happens to be friends with this dude. She happens to be friends with his wife. Would you have a hard time forgetting that thing that you remembered him for? Like, would you ever see yourself in a place where you like, oh man, that was 10, 12 years ago. It don't matter, man. Hey man, what's cool? I'm Mo. Because y'all ain't never really been formally introduced. You just remember this specific you remember this.
Mm-hmm.
He may not even remember it, but you remember it. But now you're in a position where, like you said, me and my wife are one. And she wants me to accept this person into our life, do double dates because they friends as females, and y'all should be cool because we're cool. If that was something that your wife was pushing, how would you feel about that?
If we're talking like, we're talking years, right?
Yeah, over a decade. Over a decade.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a chance.
When you say give it a chance, what do you mean though?
She said, "Hey, I'm blah blah blah. This is her dude." It's like I'm like, I don't know. What does he look like? Oh, he got an Instagram. He work at a club. This and that. I see like
and you pull the IG up and you be like,
man,
I remember this nigga.
I remember this nigga, man. This nigga wouldn't let me in the club. But at that point, I've matured since 10 years ago, 5 years ago. So she'd be like, but babe, like I think she could be a new friend, like, because let's keep it a bean, y'all that's listening. It's very exciting to have a possible new friend. At our age, low key, it's like, dang, this might be a cool home. He might be a new, anyway, I can't even go into that, but like new friendship is an exciting thing. Possibility is an exciting thing in our time. But anyway, so she was like, hey, I really like her. I think I want to do like a double date. They invited us over to the house. I just want to see, we're going to bring a bottle of wine and stuff. Like, okay, boo. Yeah, I'll be open to it. Because
would you be open to being his friend? Or would you be open to doing it just because that's your wife?
That's gonna be just because it's my wife. But I'm not gonna be standoffish with him. I'm gonna be like, hey, what's good? What's going on, bro? What's good?
So is it okay to just be like, yeah, you know what? I ain't feeling that.
It's just
because even if you don't want to get into the details of what happened with your wife and go down and make it seem like you some bitter ass nigga, but it just rubbed you that much in the wrong way then that you like, nah, I'm good. I don't even think this is the type of dude
the
that I want to be.
scenario has to be really like, yeah, I gotta be turned. Like, cause I've had a scenario that had me turned, but it was like,
well, not even that they got you turned. It's like I can't believe that you this dude that I'm looking at that I know you ain't got the pull that I got. You just happen to be in this position right now. Like you just happen to be winning right here now.
Yeah, you got it off in this moment.
But if we step out inside of this city, more motherfuckers know me and fuck with me than would ever fuck with you. So it's really gonna offend me in a different way for you to use this power to be like, nah, you know what? We ain't fucking with them tonight, man. Y'all catch the left. Next. And then your homeboy is right behind me to look just like me. Y'all come on, bro. Y'all come on in. Like you don't think that that's gonna sit with you differently for a long time, and you like, nah,
I will always remember.
It just wouldn't sit right in my spirit to fuck with dude.
It would, but it's like I just think holding grudges is.
It's not holding a grudge though. It's just I don't wish to engage because you can make an assessment. You can make an assessment on a person's character from one interaction.
Yeah, but that don't mean your assessment is accurate.
But that also means that I don't wish to know anymore.
Okay,
you showed me this in the beginning. I don't really care if you.
That's not enough. That's not enough. And here's the thing. It's enough to say I'm not personally going to go out my way to try to get a second observation. You're absolutely right. But it's on some secondhand type stuff where it's the wifey, girlfriend, fiance, and it's like, oh, she happens to be with this nigga that you remember 5 years ago. That's totally different. I can't just go off of my observation from this one occasion. I can't mess with you now because no, I'm not even going out my way to do. I'm being here for wifey or my fiance or my girlfriend, and we're gonna see what's up. I just think that
that's a lot to ask, bro.
but it's
Because
not though.
I don't
It's
think
5 years later. Like I think
women are different, bro. So, and again, this goes to probably why I'm single, because I'm looking at it like, well, why would I have to do that? Why would I have to make that sacrifice?
because you love her.
Yes, true, I do.
Look at him. Look at him.
But
No, that
if
ain't
you
enough.
love
Look at
me,
him. Look at him. Look,
if
that
you
ain't
love
enough.
me, why are you asking me to do this? Because look, as men, we know, like, that shit ain't gonna fly with your girl. Some
What?
chick that she had beef with, and you want her to be cool and play cool because you
we're
and
not
dude
on the
cool.
same
Like, she's
scale.
not going.
But you know that. Come on, you know damn well that don't never work. We not on the same scale. It's a double standard. You know that. But if you look, bro, but if you know it's like, yo, as busy as you are as a Spike Lou,
Yeah.
this is an opportunity to say, you know what, I'm gonna get some points with her because I ain't really been planning stuff. We ain't really been going out. We ain't really been doing this. This is an opportunity. She set up. She made the play. She made the idea. All I got to do is be there, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like, you didn't let me to the club this one time. I didn't like it. I don't know you like that. I gotta do it just on some, like, I got points with her that buys me a little more time for the hustle. Like, you gotta take that. Because you ain't planning nothing. You ain't putting that together. You ain't sewing into it right now. So you got to ride that wave, bro. Like, come on.
You make a strong argument.
Because I've been there. That's what
I had that conversation this week, and I gave the different advice. I gave
I know you did.
Advice.
I know you did.
But
Spike Lou,
I know that person's listening. So if you want to take more advice into consideration, take that into it too.
But it's like, if this dude ain't like slept with your girl, like, I mean,
nothing like no.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
all it is me. Like, basically, what it is, and again, this registers a lot. Like, you just rub me the wrong way, bro.
Okay.
And that it's hard to speak to that, especially when you're talking to a woman and she don't know how, like, men look at stuff.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell your woman, like, nah, bro, I'm not fucking with dude. It don't.
Well, let me speak to
feel
this.
Right. Pause.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. It ain't. I'm cut from a different cloth from this nigga.
No, I know exactly.
Being cut from the cloth that I'm cut from, I can't really just see myself being like, let's take the IG, flick it up for the double date. Like, nah, fuck, dude. I don't give two fucks about you, bro.
I just think,
and I love my girl and my wife and everything, and I want to make that work. But if that's what she asking me to do, like, I might be sleeping on the couch tonight. I might be sleeping on the couch, bro.
Very bare minimum, like I just
not,
be like,
though, bro.
I just think, like,
it got a lot to do. It got a lot to do with who you like.
We can put our our emotional investment in other areas. We talk about a nigga 5 years ago that didn't let you in the club.
Yeah, like, bro. But that may have sit with me a certain kind of way. Now you looking.
I'm looking at people. If you're holding on to,
now you looking at me. It ain't a grudge. It's just you looked at me at one point in time like a poo putt.
It's a grudge.
It's not, bro.
It's not a grudge. It is,
because I don't think about you on an everyday basis. I ain't like, I hope you.
No,
there's
grudge
your
ain't,
demise.
grudge
I don't give a fuck.
Mm-mm.
I don't care nothing about you, and you would have never came up in my life.
That's not
had
what a
my
grudge
wife
is.
not brought this up to me.
That's not a grudge. Grudge is not, I'm thinking about you every day. A grudge is every time I see your face, I remember this, and I hold a certain energy when I see your face. That's holding a grudge.
I just don't fuck with you.
That's an energy.
Okay, that's fair. It hit me as I was saying that is an energy, and before it even got out of my mouth, pause. It was
You're like in the middle of saying,
You're in the middle of saying that. There was,
got me.
I will give you that.
Just like, shouts out to Ray P. Like I told them, remember we had that conversation with Ray P was on. I said, I was like, I don't. It ain't I got a grudge. I just don't. Nah, that's what it is, and it's okay. That's who you are. But there's no right or wrong answer. Bro. I get it. I just I mean, I've dealt with an individual. Me and my wife have dealt with a married couple where the husband and me, he was the type of dude that I really didn't rock with, because he was the type of dude that every story, every scenario he talk about, he always comes out as the winner or the hero or this good, like and it was just bothering me. And then so I like, it was on some like real Varnell Hill type stuff where if y'all Martin fans, y'all go back and watch it when like Martin was like, he's like, what about you got a pool? He's like, I thought I got your ass. And so I tried the same technique on some like, oh man, that must have been rough, man. Dang, that must have had you looking silly. But then nigga turned around and found another way to be like basically it's all good. And I was just like, you're not a real nigga. You're not a real person. Like when a person just always try to make themselves look good, I look at you funny. It's like, oh, so you don't do nothing wrong, okay? But that's another story for another day.
That's a good wait. That's a good point though. Like that type of personality rubs you wrong.
Oh man, definitely.
So
that I still came over there next time though.
See, I went the first time, nigga. Like you better than me. But the personality to the personalities to where you feel like it I think the biggest part about it is you're using this position that you have of letting people in the club or working at a radio station or whatever it may be. You're using this position to make you cooler. When in essence, I'm out here in the field every day, putting the work in to make myself cool, and people know me from that. So now that you have this slight advantage because you're at the door of a club and you can deny me, you trying to like, yeah.
So it's really not about you then.
What do you mean when you said that?
You just said you're doing this just to make yourself look cooler. So it ain't about
facts.
Okay. So if he's doing it to make himself look cooler, it's not about you.
That, though?
Well,
what's wrong with me taking offense to you?
You can take offense like you said, but what I'm saying, it's not worth holding.
The Martin character that you named.
The Varnell Hill.
The Varnell Hill nigga that every time I got to make myself the top dog in a situation, I always made the right decision. That's the equivalent for me of the nigga who uses these positions of power to be like, oh, I'm more popular than you, or I can deny you this access even though I know you're popular, and it'll make me feel a certain type of way. It's the same thing.
But my thing is, it's like sometimes you get in these positions like it ain't really. You take it personal and it comes off personal because why me out of all people? Absolutely. But a lot of times, like you can have a conversation with somebody a couple years. Like, bro, I've had my cousin hit me with some stuff in college. Like, nigga, he'll never let me live it down because I was just so like, nah, nigga, no, you can't even do that. Nah, bro, I was going hard on him about something. And then later on, it's like, I was like super lax about it. He's like, nah, nigga, I never forget when you was telling me not to do this and this and that. I'm like, bro, and he did personal, but I was in a space that it wasn't even really about you. It was about the whole picture. And sometimes
that's enough as a man though, right?
Right. But what I'm saying is he still rocked with me after that and got context later that made it say, you know what? Okay, you was somewhere else. It wasn't even really about me. And I'm not even saying that everybody's owed that grace, so to speak, to say, oh, find out later. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is a lot of times in a scenario like that, especially if years have passed, your maturation has happened. So it's like, I'm going to give you the chance to see, are you still that same nigga or was you on something else that day? And maybe I just happened to fall victim to whatever you was on in that moment. It wasn't even about Spike Lee. I think we're at that stage. That's all. I'm just saying, I think we're at that stage to say, I trust myself. That's all.
That's really mature.
Look at him.
That's really
I like looking at Spike say, hey, look, he got a whole other side of it, but I feel it. I get it. I get it. I like
really
that.
Mature. Like I'm not sure because it's just certain things that burn me deep. Like it's like a brand. I go like when you do the cattle brand and the Greek people do the Greek brand, like it'll never leave you because it burns you that deep. And some of those things are like that when people carry themselves in a way that like I hate like mall cops. I hate like when you go places and motherfuckers act like
this is an authority thing for you,
important. Yeah, it is.
It
always resorts.
It always comes back to.
People always talk about it. Yeah, like people that take authority too seriously. For me, like, bro, you'd never.
They're not taking it too serious though.
Yeah,
that's how you're looking at it.
Yeah, that's how they should.
They're just doing their job.
They do their job too well.
Look, see,
that's
look
the
at
thing, bro. I know
just like Spike Lee does his job too well.
I know you make $12 an hour, bro. Like, relax, my nigga. I can get this extra packet of ketchup, bro. Come on, relax. Nigga.
No, okay, all right, that's different. That's not authority. That's technicalities. Like you're just getting into like. But that's funny though. But that's real. Like, that's
that was a good conversation though. I hope some people that were listening to this took something from that because I definitely had that conversation on my plate this week, and I wanted to make sure that I got another way of
it's already out. It's already out.
No, this is personal. This is personal. Somebody.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know if this was like a mic salon or something. Okay.
No. I just wanted because I know that again what this platform is for, and you and I have different perspectives. I think that the person who asked me this they'll be able to listen to a different perspective from it, because mine definitely wasn't the same.
Oh yeah, of course.
So
I know.
so I may have been leading them wrong, and I hope I wasn't, but you may have given them some information that they could use.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's right or wrong. It's just
Yeah, it ain't no right or wrong. It's
Yeah,
just
I was
like, just give again. This show is about perspective, and that's what
Yep.
when we talk to Black Effect and do those different things. Like, the most important thing about this is not hot topics. It's not what's going on this timeline of social media. It's about the perspectives of different things that Black men go through.
Yeah, I it's crazy, man. I was talking to a lady at my job, and she's a white lady, and we're really cool. It's not the same one that I spoke about a few episodes ago. It's a different one.
Crying.
Yeah, this is a different one. But the interesting conversation that we had is after this was all said and done, because it was just like stuff we have on Another Week in the Books. It was so profound just having a conversation, because she just opened up, and I was just like being myself. That she was like, I said, this is what we do every week on Another Week in the Books. And I just told her straight up. She was like, what is it?
Right there?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even trying to pitch it, because I already knew it's like, when it's hard, because people at your job, if you let them into that world, they got it's a totally different version. So, I told her, I said, hey, it's raw.
I shy away sometimes.
I know,
Somebody
I
just
was
asked me
not
that this week. A white woman, she was like, "Oh, you do podcasts?
Yeah, trust me.
Send me the YouTube links and let me subscribe."
I'm not gonna send. No, I ain't gonna send you. I'll tell you one time, and that's you better remember, buddy. Like, so
I was like, no. She handed me her phone and told me to put it up and subscribe. I didn't know what to give her. Like, I didn't feel comfortable giving her any one of them.
Dang,
So I was like,
maybe
what I do is
maybe frames per second. Oh, maybe Sopranos. Yeah,
I was like, hey,
you probably the rawest over there, bro. That's the wrong one. You the rawest over there. This might be the best one, because over there, like, when you go back to your quotable, like,
oh shit, that's true.
But that's how I be feeling though.
But
but I did say, like, hey, yo, this is I said it's a raw version. I said it's a Black perspective from Black men. But if you get past that aspect of it, these are the same conversations that we're having to make you think again. I said our objective is not to come up with the solution, and it's not even about the question. It's just about having the conversation. Everybody take what you want to take from it, and when we figured that out, because I remember that was our goal was solution at first, but like after we got past, like, it's not about the solution, it's the question. Now it's not about the question. It's just about having the conversation when nobody else is having it, and that's it. That's it.
I think that's we've been talking about all this other merch, Mo. That's the one that you need to do.
That one. It's not about. That's cross out the answer, the solution.
Nah, it just
cross
needs
out
to be on the shirt. It just need to be. It's the conversation.
It's the conversation.
Another Week in the Books. It's the conversation.
That's it.
That everybody else figured out from there. It's the conversation.
It's the conversation.
I think that would be, even if people don't know what that is, they'll look at that and be like, "What?" and want to know more.
I think I sent that to you a minute ago. I said open for conversation. I think I made
that's cool. That's fine.
Look at them.
But it's the conversation is the thing, because that's what drives everything now. People having conversations on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, and it's the conversation of the Week in the Books. I think that's it.
That's the pitch.
No, that was good. That was really good right there. So, has she listened yet and gave you feedback?
I don't think so. I don't think so. And
she ain't gave you feedback.
But ain't gave me feedback, in which I'm okay with. I think one of the other people that I work with,
it might have been too raw for her.
It could be. It could be. But
I still hate when people ask me that, man, especially in work setting, because I know you're not gonna listen, bro.
Well, I wasn't even
not gonna listen, bro.
I wasn't even tripping about it.
Wasting my time.
It's not really a waste of time, though, bro.
It is, bro. Like,
bro, you're a salesman. You know the averages.
I don't want to pitch you. I know you ain't my audience. I know you ain't the nigga that's gonna listen to me. Like, and this may be just me being judgmental, but bro, stop. Just because you know I do podcasts, and like that was how I came up with the lady this week, and she was like, "Well, another guy asked me, like, well, how are the podcasts going?" I was like, "Well, which one of the 9 are you talking about? Which podcast?
Why did you give him that though?
Because why are you asking me this?
That's what I'm saying. You came into it with why you asked. So why didn't you just say
because like to quote you from a couple episodes, what are we doing this small talk for, bro? Ask me how I'm doing. Talk to me about stuff that you know we can talk about. We can talk about work. But just because you know that I do podcasts, how are the podcasts going? They're going fucking amazing. Nigga, I'm in the biggest bag that I've been in ever in my life. Like, what do you want from me? What are you asking me?
So why didn't you say that?
Because that would have been rude.
Why didn't you say it's going really well?
I did tell him that. But then
you said,
that's
you
that's
had
what
to
she
say,
butted in.
I'm doing 1,300 podcasts. Which one are you referring to?
I said I'm doing 7. Which one are you talking about? That's what I did say to him.
Why
it's going great.
Why
it's going great.
You had to flex
I
on
you
him.
to know.
Look
at next time you ask me, don't ask me what the podcast is like. Don't ask me, because it's
Spike
so
had to
cliche
flex.
To be like, I did. Because people try to play that shit like, oh, you do a podcast? That's amazing.
Don't say
you're like another friend of mine that does a podcast that has 4
no.
listens a week. Like, nah, my nigga, I'm not that.
Oh, that's
I want you to really understand
really
that I'm
like
not that. Yeah, it is people like that.
It is,
and
like
that's
that.
cool because I was there at one place, but I'm not there anymore.
No, not anymore.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't.
Put some respect on my name.
Exactly. and that's when I was like, well, which one of the 7 are you talking about?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you do 7?
Are you really into this or not?
Exactly. Were you really asking me to know, or were
I can't believe you actually did
that,
bro. That seems. I feel like that's another week in the books growth right there. I don't feel like you would. I don't know if you would have done that prior. You think so?
Meaning what?
Like I feel like you would have just cut it short. Like, oh, it's going good. Waiting on them to ask another question. But it seemed like you were kind of like 50-50.
It was the conversation that, like when you and I had a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Like, what we talking about, bro? Why you like you just like
we
went off on that whole tangent on an episode, like when you were saying like, bro, what we even doing here?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? What to do? Like, yeah, how do you think it's going, my nigga? Do you see me? Like my shoes look great. Like do you see me, my nigga? Like it's going fantastic, my nigga. What are you asking me right now?
Right.
Other than just having regular small talk. But that's enough of my flex bag. But that led into her being like, whoa, what are your podcasts?
Well, see, that worked though at my old job. Remember I told you she was like, I think she was Jewish and Italian, but she actually listened to our show.
That's right.
And I don't know if she still does, but if she does, shout out to her. But she actually listened to the show and she was like, y'all show is really good. It's like I be agreeing with Spike and I agree with you. It's like y'all both have totally different, like, and that was so fire to me because I'm like, pretty much this is like a white woman that's like in her 20s.
I couldn't imagine her listening to this and like having notes.
That was like, it was so fire in real time. And she had listened. She's like, wow, but like other ones, like they'd be like, want to listen to Roll. And I'd be like, I really don't want them to listen to Roll because there's sex scenes in there. And I'm like, I don't want them to listen to that. So I try not to do that. But like one time I had the Roll shirt on at work before I got, anyway. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. The work.
We're here to talk about extending and accepting apologies. That was really good though, man. I think a lot of people get a lot from.
I think so.
That back and forth. So before we get out of here, man, as I always do, I really want to ask you, of course, J. Cole, we talked about it, but coming up with this theme and talking about extending and accepting apologies, what bag were you in when you came up with this?
Yeah, man. I mean, J. Cole thing, once I had enough time to process, of course, it's a little bit of clickbait. Definitely a little clickbait. I mean, I could have probably called this they already might apologize later, might delete later, might whatever. I could have probably, I could have come up with something that's clever to tie into the J. Cole thing, but I was like, we're going to roll like this with the Timberlake joint. But really that, and then it's just like, okay, let's take off the hip hop lens and let's just really look at like this, because me and you both have been through scenarios where we've extended apologies. Like, okay, we're older, we're able to do that. Say, hey, you know what, my bad, I didn't even see that. But then we've had times where it's like, you might know you're wrong and you still wasn't open to extend it just because the person you dealing with and how they gonna feed off of when you extend this apology, what they gonna, I told you, nigga, like, or accepting apologies where there's sometimes people coming from a genuine place and it may not sound good, but it's genuine, or somebody might apologize because that's the gesture that they need to do. And so it made me say, it's very complex in extending and accepting it. And so let's have that conversation about apologies and empowering it. So
that's good, because apologies are really complex.
Yes.
It's a good topic. I thought you were going to go into something else, like a question or something. I didn't want to cut you off. No, I'm just going to go right into the questions. Like, so you as Spike Lee at this age, and I don't know if you changed from when you were younger to now, but like,
how are you with apologizing when you've done something, when you know, yeah, I definitely did that at this age
Um,
versus when you were younger?
at this age, great, 100. Like, but it's I won't say manipulative. Being in sales and doing this, learning communication,
Okay.
I understand how important apologies are. It's very disarming to a person who they may be trumped up like, oh, now you got this nigga, you got me fucked up, this, that, and the third. Like they may be on 10. And the easiest way in a conversation to bring somebody down, even if you mean it or not, the easiest way to get them off of the defensive position and to a position as to where they're listening to what you have to say is to apologize.
Mm.
And you can't think that you're above that. Like it's a prove it's a thing that happens when your brain in your brain when you're like, you know what, you can look someone in the eyes and make them feel like you're genuine, or you can lower your tone and make them feel like you're genuine and be like, you know what, you're right, I'm sorry.
So you're
People are
you
so taken aback by that because you don't usually hear that. You usually hear people like, well, no, 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 I didn't mean that. Well, you looking at it wrong, and you get that back and forth. What I found to be one of the most effective pieces of communication in doing this and being in sales and just talking to people in general and studying mass communication is when they come in on 10, like, and you being like, you know what, I'm sorry, you're right. They almost don't know where to go from there. And then they eating out the palm of your hands because you can take it wherever you want to. If you're trying to be manipulative, if you're really sorry and you want to apologize to them, if you just want them to hear your point, if you lead with a genuine sounding, and you know what, you're right, I'm sorry, I received what you're saying, I could have did that better, I apologize. Their defense mechanisms melt.
So you're saying you apologize for strategy?
Sometimes you have to.
Do you apologize for strategy outside of business?
Um, Not necessarily strategy, but for people to understand that maybe how you took what I was saying was incorrect. And I'm willing to concede that. I'm willing to concede it if you took it another way than I intended it, or if you took it the right way and it just offended you. You know what? It's cool. My bad. Because I see that it got you on 10 and I'm on 5. So let me bring you back down to 5. I'm sorry, my bad.
So
I don't
that's
think it should
genuine.
be. Yeah, that's genuine. That's
Okay.
genuine. I didn't mean to, whatever I did, I didn't mean to get you on 10 because that's never my intention. Like, I'm not trying to piss you off, bro. Unless I am trying to piss you off. Then you're going to know. You ain't going to have to ask. It ain't going to have to be no apology session about it. You're going to know that I meant to get you on 10. However, if there's some type of misconception as to my intention, you know what? My bad. And I think you and I have experienced this on this show, like just
Mm-hmm.
in general. Like, you know what? Like, I didn't mean for you to take it this way as to where I wasn't taking what you were saying seriously.
Mm-hmm.
That's my bad. I thought that it was different. I apologize. So sometimes it is strategy and sometimes it's just genuine in the sense of I need to bring you down about 4, 5 levels. And the most effective way to do that is for people to understand that you hear them. And the way to explain that you hear them is to be like, I'm sorry. I apologize. My bad.
So what do you say to a person that you're in a business where you probably apologize a lot. Being a salesman, that's just a part of it. That comes with it. That's in the arsenal. But like a person that like is not in that field, that feels like they may be stubborn or they feel like it's like low key a sign of witness. Okay, yeah, I did do it, but nigga, I ain't apologizing about it. We just gonna move on.
That's a
What would you
weakness.
say to that person?
That's weak.
Mm.
That's weak because it goes back to something that we talked about earlier, feeling like that you were the smartest person in the room, or you always have to be right.
Mm.
You don't have, and it's gonna be crazy to say, I don't have to genuinely be sorry to apologize. In some cases, I'm only apologizing because of how I made you feel. I'm only apologizing because I said this and you reacted that way, and that wasn't my intention.
So
I
then
don't
that's
know
genuine
you,
though, right?
but Is it? Because I think an apology is
No,
something like, I think an apology is like, well, I'm genuinely sorry that I did this. But you can apologize and not be sorry about what you did,
Well,
just wanting the other person to understand that I didn't mean it that way.
no, you're
My bad.
Well, it's a little more. It's a little more. I think it's a little more expanded. You can be sorry for a different portion of what you're apologizing for. That's why I asked you, because you're saying it's genuine when you say you're sorry for what you've done, but I still think it could be genuine. Say no, I'm sorry for how I made you feel. That wasn't.
See, I
my
think
intent.
that's different. I think that's disrespectful.
Whoa. What do you mean? It's
want to
disrespectful. No, you just
I think
said
when people hit me with when people hit you with oh, I'm sorry for how I made you feel, that's bullshit. I don't never want an apology laced in that. Because now you're acting like the way that you made me feel is abnormal and what you were doing was normal and I'm out of the way. However, you fuck with me, so you're apologizing for how I made you feel. No, nigga, you did something incorrectly or wrong. You need to apologize in general, not just for how you made me feel. Like, that's one of the things I'm very
nah, bro.
that's one of the things where women be saying, well, like, you can't be like, oh, I'm sorry for how I made you feel. Like, that's not a genuine apology. That's me apologizing. It's not, bro. It's not me apologizing for how I made you feel is not genuine. Because you still standing on what you said.
Okay, right. But sometimes what you said wasn't disrespectful. Like if you say something to moms. No, listen, watch this. No, watch this. If you say something to moms, and you were telling the truth, you're saying, Mom, like let's just say, for example, like this, I'm just gonna use something like, okay, if I'm Spike or I'm Maurice, whatever. Mom, I feel like because whatever it is between you and Dad, it didn't work out or whatever. So I feel like you look at me as the man in this, because I mean we both can probably relate to this. I feel like you look at me as the man, and I feel like you put too much pressure on me to fill a void that I can't really feel, and that's really hard on me. Whoa, who you telling me? Blah, blah, blah. So she snaps on you about you saying that. Like, who are you to judge our relationship, or who are you to say I'm putting pressure on you when I'm just being a mother? Blah blah blah. You don't know what I had to. She goes into our whole bag of whatever it is.
Right.
Time is a couple days past. You have another phone call. Look, Ma, I'm sorry that you felt that way, and you genuinely are sorry, because when I said it, I wasn't saying that to hurt you. See, here's my thing. You're saying, when you say I'm sorry that it made you feel that way, it's not genuine. But here's the thing. It's not genuine when your intention was not genuine. But when your intention is genuine, that is genuine. Like, you can hurt people's feelings in saying something and still be like, hey, I still stand on this, but I'm apologizing because I never intended to hurt your feelings, make you feel no way. That's not disingenuous, bro.
But that doesn't speak to what you should be sorry for.
See,
you should be sorry for making me feel the way that you made me feel.
And I am sorry for that.
Nah, you apologizing for how I reacted to it.
No, I'm sorry for making you feel that way. I'm not sorry for what I said, because it was the truth, and I didn't come at you.
And that's why I feel like that's ingenuine, because you're not apologizing for what you said, and what you said is the thing that sent me off. Don't apologize for my feelings, because I'm gonna deal with my feelings. That's cool. Don't apologize for you making me feel a certain way. Apologize because you're genuinely concerned about how you approached it, or that I took what you said the wrong way. I think that's more important to me.
It could be more important, but don't make it ingenuine though.
I think it does.
No, I think,
because who are you? Okay,
you don't like it. That's what it is. You don't like it.
I don't think it's just a me thing though, because I think I got this from, I won't say studying, but looking or observing a lot of women say this and lean to this path, where like men, we do this a lot.
Okay.
Men, we do this a lot in the sense of, you know what, I apologize on how I made you feel about this. How I felt about this ain't what you need to be apologizing for. What you said, what you did, the actions or the thought process that led you to thinking that you could talk to me this way, say this to me, or do these type of things to me, those are the things that you should be apologizing for. How I felt, that's for me to deal with. You ain't got shit to do with that. You can't apologize for how you made me feel, but you can't apologize for what you said, what you did.
You're right. You're right. Your feelings are your feelings. So nobody has control over that. So you're right.
Exactly. So how you going to apologize to me about how I felt?
Because what it is it's okay. It's not so much I apologize for how I made you feel. It's more so I apologize that the words I said made you feel that. But I'm not apologizing the sentiment of where I'm coming from, because where I'm coming from is a genuine place. I said it because it's truth. I led with genuineness and intentionality. I'm not snapping on you or coming at you crazy. I came respectful, but I did not know that me coming at you respectful in truth and raw would affect you in the way it did. But the fact that it did, I'm apologizing, saying that, okay, that's I'm sorry genuine, that the words that I said
that's not genuine, bro.
That's
because
not true.
You still standing.
You need to find another. You got to find a. You need to find a different word. That's not that it's not genuine. You keep saying genuine means when somebody comes genuine, that's their real conviction. So when they coming from that space, they're not trying to say, "Oh, I'm trying to manipulate or navigate your feelings to go here. So let me apologize for how you felt." No,
that's how it feels when you say that, though. To a person that you're apologizing
it can feel that way, but it don't make it genuine.
It feels that way when you say that. It feels like, oh, well, I apologize for how you felt about what I said.
Right.
How are you like that's an oxymoron. That doesn't even really make sense, because you can't apologize for my feelings. The only thing that you can apologize for is what you may have said.
No, I'm apologizing for the effect
that you made me feel that way.
Yes. The effect of the words I said. Because that part I did not calculate into the truth that I'm speaking to you right now. I did not come to you and say these things to make you feel anything, but just be receptive of it. But the fact that the effect of it or the interpretation of it, like you said, you're right. Sure, I can't apologize for your feelings because your feelings. You can't control that, but I'm apologizing for how it came off or the interpretation of the delivery of it. That part. And so for me, it's like, I get what you're saying, but you can't say it's ingenuine. I don't think that's the word for it. Because saying ingenuine means ingenuine means say you're coming a fake. This is a fake approach.
That's how it comes off, bro. That's how it comes off. And
I'm
speaking on the sense of true. That's fair. I'm just speaking and trying to help all of the black men that are listening to our podcast understand. Like, bro, you're not gonna get that off when you're talking to your lady or anybody really that you care about that's in the opposite sex, because they're gonna look at it that way. You can't apologize and say, "Oh, well, because that pissed you off, I'm sorry. However, what I say still remains," because they're never going to look at it that way. You have to find a better way to say that. You may be right, bro. You may be right in the sense of, yeah, I'm apologizing because my intention wasn't this. I didn't know you were going to do this. But when you're dealing with the opposite sex, people that you have relationships with, it's not going to sit right with them, you apologizing for their feelings. It's just impossible.
You're not apologizing for their feelings, though.
But when you say, I'm apologizing for making you feel that way, that's how they take it. You and I, as logical black men who've been through stuff, know that. I'm agreeing with you in that sense. You're right. I'm not apologizing to you for that. However, the perception is, and what we deal with on an everyday basis, even if let's take it out of relationships, even if you're in a workplace or you're dealing with people that you work with and you're talking to somebody like me and you, let's say we're doing a full-on broadcast and you got the cameraman and you got the producers and all these things, and you snap on one of them, and then you come back an hour later and you say, you know what, man, I apologize for how I made you feel for snapping on you. However, you did do this wrong. They're still going to look at that like Mo's an asshole.
Okay.
Because he really didn't acknowledge what he did to me. He's only acknowledging my feelings towards it. And I think that's something, I'm not saying that you're wrong in it. I think there's a better way to phrase it. Just like you told me there's a better way to phrase what I was saying, there's a better way to phrase it other than hey man, I apologize for how I made you feel. That's not right. You can't do that
So
and get
what?
that off.
Okay, so Spike Lee being, you spoke about it. You got companions. You got brothers, many brothers, and one brother might not agree with another brother, and you might tell one brother like, "Hey, bro, look, you got to get it together. This. Hey, look, I think you need to go about it this way." And that brother be like, "Oh, bro, you taking sides. You saying this and that," and he's like, "But what you said was absolutely facts." But that brother feels some kind of way, feels like you coming into it with a bias because of his issue. Now you don't feel differently about what you said, and you came from a loving place because you really want things to work out
For both of them.
for both of them. So then at that point, what do you do when he feels some type of way about what you just said to him, but you wasn't coming at him crazy, but he feels some kind of way anyway?
Really good question. And I think that falls into the case of you have to remember why you called me. Like, you ain't calling a nigga who's going to give you the perspective of, oh, you told me this, I'm signed with you, that nigga ain't shit, you right, let's ride on him, fuck him. Like, you calling me as a biased party and being like, well, maybe if you called him and you told him you felt this way, it would be different. And I think the easiest way to answer your question to deter that, you can't make statements, you have to ask questions. And that's a communication rule in the sense of that. Like, I can't be like, you should be doing this, or when he said this, you should do that. You have to ask a nigga and make them think, okay, bro, when you said this exact thing that you're saying to me, to him, how did he respond to it? Oh, I ain't tell him that. Well, bro, don't you think you should give him a call and y'all should talk about this? Oh, well, I don't want to do that. Okay, well, I mean, like, what are we talking about then? Do you really want a resolution to it, or are you just venting right now?
But
And I think that's how you break that down.
That is how you break it down. But if you're dealing with a brother that, like, let's say he's not asking about the other individual, he's upset with you because of what you just said. You came at him with. You say
I came at him with, in the sense of what?
You spoke your truth and say, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna be all the way real with you, bro."
If I'm telling him he full of
shit,
shit,
you tell him that, and then
I'm standing on that.
Okay, so
that's the conclusion that I've came to.
So no apology.
You full of shit? No, bro, come on. Like, again, that's the beautiful thing about relationships with people or niggas that you love and you can be transparent and free with. That's why I fuck with you. I fuck with Rich. I fuck with Dro. Like Jay, me and Jay are like that. Like, bro, I have to be able to tell you when I feel like, nah, bro, like you full of shit, bro. Like, that's not gonna work. Like, you are telling me this as your friend, but I know I don't have all the information and something is missing, and you sound like you getting over on somebody. Like, that's the beauty of having real friends. And going back to what we were talking about with Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, if we were real friends, we could diss each other on the track and I could have dinner with you on Sunday, because you know what? It was just basketball, my nigga. We just hooping. I'm putting up shots, you putting up shots to get a little testy. Who cares? I maybe even pushed you. Okay, who cares? So what?
But you don't apologize?
Want you dead.
You don't apologize for the game? At any point of the game where you feel like,
because we better than that.
My
I
bad,
don't have to
bro. I was trying to block you.
Bro.
Okay, but if somebody does, but if somebody does that make it disingenuous though?
Did me and you have an apology session after our disconnect on the homework episode?
I think we did.
I thought about that. That was another one of the right people moments. Halfway through it, when you said that, I thought about. I think we did too.
Yeah, but I mean, in the middle of like once we got understanding, but again, and even then, I think, and when we said it's like it wasn't like you backed down. It was like you felt differently. It was more on like, okay, well, I apologize, so to speak, like how you felt, because I didn't see where you were coming from. But that's still another.
But it was never. I apologize on how I made you feel.
But it's still another version of it, though.
But like you could. Okay, cool.
Stop that's what I'm saying.
Wait. Stop right there. Stop right there. It wasn't. But it was never. Almo, I made you feel this way. I
Spike,
apologize for that.
Spike, you're
right?
getting caught on. Come on, you're doing the technicality thing. Don't come on. You're
I
way
don't want it to
better
be
than
a,
that.
no, wait. I don't want it to be a technicality thing. I do want it to be an understanding thing.
Okay.
Would you or would you not admit it was never, oh, if you felt this way because of that, I apologize.
Not in that scenario.
Or did it come? Okay, cool.
But again, my only thing I'm gonna question is like, I'm just questioning the validity of it. Like, I can't look at you and say, oh, you're ingenuine because you did that. Because I think what we keep disagreeing is like, because you think that they're going in that route instead of saying, I'm sorry for what I said, it's ingenuine. No, it's not ingenuine. I meant what I said. Because and a lot of times when somebody, if somebody you love and care about, they're not gonna come at you crazy anyway. You just didn't like it because it's like, wow, I didn't really want to hear
you said this to me.
I can't believe you said this, or I just wasn't ready to hear that. Mm-hmm. You caught me in a bad time.
As a person that fucks with you and loves you, can't you appreciate that though?
Appreciate
can't
what?
Can't you appreciate that person? And these are the people that I yearn for in my life. That even if I didn't want to hear it, they're still like, I don't give a fuck if this nigga think that we not friends after I say this. I know this is going to benefit you. Okay. So I'm going to tell you this. So and then if it causes you to be like, oh man, why I need you to apologize because you got me fucked up, and then even the way that I looked at it, even if it draws that type of reaction from you, I still want to be able to, as your friend, as someone who wants you to do the best in life, as someone who sees your goals, who's had those conversations with you, who wants to know that you will prosper in everything that you do. If I challenge you, I don't want you to get offended and you being like, oh, well, I need you to apologize to me. I think that's the number one thing that we as black men need to address. Like when niggas challenge you, when niggas be like, man, you can do better than that. Or I've seen you do better than that. Or I've heard your dreams. I know your aspirations. I know what you can do, and you have stepping right now. And because I'm calling you out on it and you were offended, you want me to apologize. I'm not going to do that because I know your potential as a man, as a black man in this world. I know what you can do. Because I've sit here and I've been in on the conversations. I've heard your dreams. I know what you want to do. So if I'm calling you out on it because I feel like you bullshitting, there should be no way that I should have to apologize for that because of how I made you feel.
But you love this individual, right?
Right.
Is it worth apologizing if you love them that much and you feel like, damn, this nigga is really caught off guard right now when I'm challenging them on something that it is facts?
It depends.
Because
I can love you. I can love you from a distance. I can love you from a distance and leave that with you. And if you feel like you ain't never got to talk to me again, then that's fine. Okay, cool.
See, I knew you was gonna do
that. That's the
go
back to the only child thing.
Yeah, it goes like back to the Spike solo.
If I call you out, on that and you feel now, look, if I call you out on that, bro, and you feel like, oh, I ain't never talking to this nigga again in my life, that's fine. But I still I got off the truth on what I understand the man that you are.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So if you come after that and you say, I got it off, and then you did it as eloquent as you could, right? Mm-hmm. But then you had a couple of days like, damn, nigga ain't said nothing. And you was like, okay, you know what? But see, hold on. You do that and you say, you know what? This is a new relationship, or old relationship, or whatever it is. It's like, you know what? I love this nigga. I love her, this homegirl so much, or whatever it is. I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna reach back and like, look, you ain't said nothing in a couple days. I'm not looking for you to say anything now. I want to say that I hope you didn't take this the wrong way when I said it. If you did, I'm sorry that it came off a certain way, but I really meant well when I said that. That's all I want to say. That don't mean you was disingenuous.
Do you have to do that? Do you have to do that with your friends though?
You don't have to. This is not about a have to. Okay. This is about, is it genuine or not? Okay. And that to me, if Spike were to do something like that, then I was like, I think this nigga ain't genuine because he ain't sorry for what he said. No. You see what I'm saying? That's all I've been saying is like, bro, it doesn't mean it's not genuine. It just means that you're not sorry for what you said, but you're sorry that it had this type of impact or influence or this type of delivery that may have not been received well. I don't think you make it's not genuine.
I think that's the thing, Mo. When you have people in your corner, you can speak to this as having a wife, like just business partners, people who are listening to this. When you have people in your corner who know what your aspirations are, they know the type of person that you can be. Bruh, if I have to piss you off to get to those places in your life, and that's a sacrifice that you make, oh, Spike Lou pissed me off, I'm never going to talk to that nigga again. But you know what I did after we had that conversation? I went and had the #1 podcast in the world because that nigga pissed me off that much. I'm cool with that. You ain't got to never call me again, bro. But I do want you to understand, as a friend, that's how I felt about you. That's how I felt I needed to push you in that moment. And there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. And I shouldn't have to apologize for how I made you feel.
Well,
because how I made you feel lit that fire under your ass.
Well, would you be willing to?
In the sense of what?
Would you be willing
to? Would I be
apologize?
willing to do that?
Would you be willing to, though? You don't have to, but would you be willing to? Because you care that much about that person.
I don't think I understand the question.
You said, I don't have to apologize if it lit flame under you.
Yeah.
Based on the conversation I had when I was telling you, like, nigga, you BS.
But that's on them. That's on them, not me.
But okay,
yeah, absolutely. I'm
right.
willing to. But if you ain't willing to listen to it, that's cool too.
But
because
hold on,
you know what my ultimate thing was? You getting to your goal because I fuck with you.
Okay. I got that. We know the intent. The intent is genuine. But let's get back to a case by case joint.
Okay.
If whoever you're dealing with, because obviously you got a different set of friends, different set of brothers, homegirls, cousins. Everybody has they get a different version of your approach, right? Yep. They're going to get the core of Spike Lee, but they get a different version because some people are more sensitive than others. Yep. And so the one that may be more sensitive than the other, you come to them and you tell them, you're like, you know what? I got to give it. Like, for example, my sister, shouts out to her. She's coming in town. Thank you, Lord. I had to tell her she was dealing with a lot of issues from a parental standpoint and just letting a lot of stuff slide, letting people get over on her. I had to keep it a bean. I said, sis, look, I love you. And I get where you're coming from. You don't like confrontation, but I got to keep it real with you. I said, you act like a bitch. And I couldn't say it no other way. I said, look, I love you. And I don't mean that in no disrespect, but
how did she respond to that?
She received it.
Because what? Because you're her brother.
Because I'm her brother, right? Which those things matter, no doubt.
Like, and that goes to what me and Rich. Wait. Yeah. That goes to what me and Rich tell you all the time. Like, Mo, you're a specific type of dude.
Okay.
Like you really lean into that, and it should be appreciated to everyone who's able to have you in their life. That's me giving you your flowers.
Thank you.
So if you were to tell me, bro, if me and you were to have a side conversation, you'd be like, Spike Lee, you being a bitch. Like, you need to do this and do that and do the third.
I can't even imagine. Like, if I came with
couldn't
you,
either.
It's about to be a crazy conversation. Ain't gonna be no just silence, nigga. Like, well, what make you say that, nigga?
I don't know. I don't know
if you coming from?
Figured out right though. Now, I would ask you that. You're right.
I don't think I ever get to that level, to be honest. Like, I knew I could do that with her because of the love. Like, I would never do that with you already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That's your sister. You know her. You love her. And that's the type of relationship that I'm speaking on here. Okay. I ain't speaking on people who are fair weather friends, people that you know through social media, people who you started a podcast with. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about niggas who you fuck with. I'm talking about people who you fuck with that you can actually say those things that you feel to. And at some point, you and I will be at that point. And if you need to say, oh, Spike, you're being a bitch and you need to man up about this, I should be able to receive that in the right type of way because you and I have that relationship. I shouldn't look at that and be like, oh, man, this nigga testing me. He got me fucked up. Like, why would he even come to me in that sense and call me a bitch? Like,
You're
that
right.
shouldn't be the case.
But
The
Spike,
case should be I fuck with him so much that he's calling me out on my bullshit.
the life doesn't work in the shoulds.
Meaning what? What do you say when you mean?
You're saying all of these shoulds, and that's not how it works, bro.
Nah. What do you mean when you say that?
Because you're saying, okay, well, we've established a relationship. We've been rocking for this long. We now have an understanding of one another. I should not react this way when he says this because of the
I'm not even now with the relationship that we have to use it in real time. If you said that to me, if I presented you with, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, that, and the third, and I may not do it because of this, and you said, oh man, you're being a bitch. I'm not gonna like. There's not gonna be a point in time where like, hey, I need you to apologize for calling me a bitch, bro. Like I ain't like the way that you said that. Like you know that.
No, you're right. We're both at that point. Like if you were to say like, yo, Mo, you hoeing out right now. Like, what is this? Like, no doubt, we both on that. But what I'm saying is, right. But I think you're thinking
because we've built that type of relationship.
Built that. So but here's what I'm saying.
We can be transparent.
We're being transparent. You're right. But here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're apologizing on being on the contingency that somebody strong-armed you into it after you spoke your truth to them. I'm not saying that like you say, nigga, you should apologize because nigga, I can't believe you came in. I'm not saying the person you told the truth to, they strong-armed you into apology. I'm saying that you told your truth, however the reaction was, what the reaction was, some time has passed, and you say, you know what, I love you enough to say, hey, look, I still mean what I said. However, maybe the approach was this, or maybe the approach was that, or maybe it was said a certain way, whatever. Maybe I question that part of it, and I would say that, hey, look, I apologize for maybe the approach or how it came off, but I still feel what I feel, and I just want to let you know that I mean well. And again, you're saying, oh, well, if the person you're dealing with, but sometimes everybody's not that. Everybody has a different complexity that you're dealing with. You got cousins that like, oh, they'll take that like, oh, nigga, this nigga funny. And some niggas like, dang, bro, I can't believe you said that. But it doesn't mean that it's not genuine, and it doesn't mean that sometimes it don't call for an apology, and it don't make you less for saying, hey, look, I'm sorry if the approach was off, or I'm sorry that it may have came off as I'm not, and I'm hearing you. I'm not apologizing for how you felt because you're right. There's their feelings. I'm taking too much credit for how they feel. But I am apologizing for maybe the approach, maybe the impact. And ain't nothing wrong with that either, bro.
Here's where I differ from you in that. If I fuck with you, if there is that rapport as to where you understand me and I understand you,
see, look,
cousin, podcast host, brother, or whatever it may be, I don't care about your approach, bro. That don't matter to me.
No, you're not on that side of it, Spike.
It does.
You're on the other side. You're on the offense.
It doesn't make it doesn't matter to me one way or the other if I'm offended by how you said it. I don't care. I don't care. That's small fries to a potato. Like what we're trying to have. It's
not worth caring about?
No. We trying to have big dog relationships as to where you and I can thrive off of each other. I don't give a fuck how you say it. It's what you said. That's what matters to me. And I should be able to decipher those two from each other, going back to the Kendrick and J. Cole thing that we were talking about. Yeah, me and you are cool, bro. And we can get into this rap beef. I can talk about your friends and how short you are and where you from. None of that shit's going to matter to me because I fuck with you as a person. Like you're not going to be able to be like, hey, Spike Lou, this, that, and the third, being Mo and me being like, I'm offended by it. Like, because we have a deeper relationship than that.
Right, at some point you're not dealing with everybody that's people that you got people in your life that you love that they're not all on that. There's vast differences.
Meaning what?
Well, you say, oh, if I F with you, you F with me. Like this is what, like, bro, everybody has a different scale.
That's true, but that's
what I'm saying. So it's like
it's on me as a man to decipher those things.
Okay,
and I think that's that's what it falls.
I'm with you.
Like I could hear my mom saying, "Oh, I think this that and the third, but it's still on me as a son and a man to decipher that. She don't have to apologize and saying, "Oh, I didn't mean to make you feel that way because I said this."
What if it's the other
That
way?
don't
Though?
matter, huh?
What if it's the other way? You
Meaning?
said this, that, and the third to her, just speaking truth,
Right.
and you could tell how the phone call ended. It didn't end well. She might have kept it cool, but you could tell it she felt some type of way, but she just let it marinate, and it's like, all right, well, you know, son, all right, I love you, talk to you later. But you could tell it's like, that didn't really go well. But I it was truthful where I was coming from. I wasn't emotional about it. I was truthful, but I could tell it didn't really go well with moms. You don't feel like maybe in a few days, you know what, I'm gonna call moms back and just be like, hey, look.
Now I'm leaving it at that. That's it. Because you didn't get your point across. I didn't get mine across. We still love each other as mother and son, and ain't no need to dive deeper into.
Well, you Spike, I love you, bro.
For real, bro.
You leave a lot of room for infiltration. That's what it sounds like.
Meaning what? What when you say infiltration? What do you
mean?
Because
you're standing. It just sounds like you're standing on this staunch ground of, nigga, I said what I said. End the discussion. You could be in my life or be out. And
I don't want people to listen to this and think
that's how it sounds.
That's not what I mean.
Okay.
That's definitely not what I mean.
Okay.
There is a lot of room where you're open to negotiation and having conversations. However, there should be an understanding if we're having a certain type of conversation that you and me are on this level. I'm not having the same conversation with you, Mo, that I would have with just some random ass nigga that I ain't been doing a podcast with for a year and a half, 2 years. Right? Like, I expect the people that know me like they know me, whether it be my cousin, whether it be my mother, whether it be someone who's known me for 20 years and we're friends, or someone who's known me for 5 years and we're friends. I expect you to approach me with that same type of energy that I would approach you with. Don't go overboard, don't go underboard. Let's keep it right
what
there.
What about the people that got the opposite, though? That's more.
I ain't fucking with them. I'm not fucking with them people. I'm not fucking with them people who in disbelief, disillusion. Like, I don't know. Like, y'all are weird niggas to me.
Bro, but you got family members that are not as...
They weird to me. Them the family members that you get with your people, and you be like, man, that motherfucker crazy. Like,
I mean, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like
you
these people that like
Big Mama house. You remember he stole Big Mama house, and they had all this shit coming in.
Yeah.
Those are the people. Y'all are weird to me.
Well, I'm not talking about like people you don't frequent with at all. I'm talking about people that you are close to, but they don't necessarily have the same kind of thoroughness. But y'all good.
Not close, bro. Then we not close. People that I'm close with are thorough. That's it. That's the bottom line. There's no other way to explain that. The people that I'm close with, I expect you to be thorough. I expect you to be able to keep it real with me all of the time. Even if it means you bullshitting, even if it means like, bro, like, we disagree on this. We may get into a heated argument about this. The people that I'm close to, I ain't saying everybody. Everybody ain't gotta be like this. Everybody gotta show that apology and whatever it may be. But if you and I are close, we should be able to have a conversation where we can disagree, and you can be like, oh, no, you wrong. And I can be like, oh, no, you wrong. And we can have that conversation, and then from there, we like, all right, it's cool. Saying, man.
Oh, man. All right, Spike. All right, man.
Shout out to M4, man, holding it down throughout the whole episode.
Yeah, he been holding it down for sure. My man Zaire, man, for y'all, that's the Zaire.
Zaire.
My second child, my first child, Zion. So, you know, yeah, the Zayas is in effect, man. But yeah, man, well, you know what?
Anything else you got?
I would just say as we can both put a button on it. When it comes to apologizing, and we can take it wherever you want to take. This is just like our mission, our final statement or whatever, and we'll, you know, give our handles and all that. When it comes to apologizing, I think for those that feel like, man, I said what I said, I ain't apologizing about nothing. Just take a second look. I think it's worth taking a second look. It doesn't mean that you're wrong if you take a second look. It don't mean you're weak if you take a second look. For those that say, well, I done something wrong, but shit, I ain't saying nothing. We just gonna move on quietly, and that's what it is. I think that's weak, because when you don't say anything and you just quietly move on, not to say every moment needs an apology, but like if you just quietly move on and you know that it was on you, I think you really should say, you really got to stop and acknowledge, even if you're not apologizing, let's just acknowledge. Because see, apology stands for like a form of acknowledgement. Say, hey, I see what I've done wrong, or I see what affected you, or I see where you didn't like something. So the apology stands for a moment of acknowledgement. And acknowledgement is very key when you're dealing with women, to let them know that, like, hey, they ain't tripping. Don't let them feel crazy about it. Don't let them feel like they're out of pocket. That's very vital. So
That's true. That's true.
I think apologizing is necessary, man. I'm a big proponent in apologizing. I used to have to be right. I don't care to be right now. If I'm wrong, that's cool. I ain't tripping about it. I just told y'all, we both just told y'all about some humbling experiences where we thought we got it right, and boy, did we have it wrong. So I'm okay with being wrong, but I think apologizing is a strength, not a weakness. And don't look at it like a weakness. Oh, I apologize. I'm a sorry nigga. No, it's a strength, not a weakness. It's very necessary. And on the flip side, I know we didn't get to talk about it, but man, be open for forgiveness, man. Seriously. And maybe forgiveness will be a separate. We'll do a separate conversation about forgiveness, because I think that me and you both probably got some moments. But yeah, that's the statement I would make about apologies. Spike Lee, what would you make before we get out of here about apologies?
Great episode about apologies and how they can be received from two different perspectives. Thank you, Mo, for your perspective.
Thank you.
As well as the perspective that I have from mine. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Listen to this, apply this to the relationship that you have, and make sure that you understand each approach. Don't do it thinking I heard this on another week in the books and this is the way that I should do it. Yeah. Just make sure that you understand your partner and the approaches that you have, whether it be a relationship, a business ship, anything that may be, and just understand how powerful an apology is. Like apologies are powerful, bro.
Very powerful.
Especially if you know how to phrase them right and to use them to your advantage in the person who's initiating them. So make sure y'all understand that. We thank y'all for listening. Great episode. Thank you, Mo, for putting this together as far as the outline of it and the conversation that we were able to get into from it. This has been another week in the books. This is chapter 85. Make sure y'all join us for 86.
Yes, sir. awitb2022@gmail.com. Y'all can tune in for that. Also, we got a phone number, 470-318-5034. This is also in the description. Spike Lou is a part of Frames Per Second. Another week in the books. Good Earners is on a 2-week hiatus, but y'all stay tuned for that.
Is the mic
still on?
On Deck TV podcast.
On Deck TV and Full Sport Press sometimes? Is that?
And Full Sport Press.
Full Sport Press. Okay.
No. DeadEnd Sports.
DeadEnd Sports. I'm sorry. And
for Full Sport Press gonna hang me for that thing.
I know they gonna kill you. Hey, Big Jeff, come through.
Big Jeff gonna be hot at me for that.
Yeah, man. And as far as I go, y'all know another week in the books. Y'all go check out if y'all haven't already, man. I didn't get to announce it last week with Rich on here, but School's Guilty Pleasures is on the Culture Garden podcast. We talk about good movies, good, bad movies, however you want to phrase it. Our last episode, we talked about Power Rangers, the movie. Super nostalgic. Yeah, no, that's our era. Like, y'all probably got a kid movie back in y'all era, you know what I mean? But that was our era in the 90s or whatever. So me, Rich, and School, we talked about it. So y'all go check it out. Very nostalgic vibes, good feeling, all that good stuff. And then I told Rich I would update y'all. So I'm just about done on my edit as far as Roll goes. And when I say edit, I mean the script. The script is done. I did it in the 3-week hiatus I took here. But I got to color coordinate, and I got to be able to manipulate it a certain way so I can do the voices for different characters to really bring you in the world. So it's more of a process than y'all can imagine. I hate that it's took this long. I intended to release it in December last year, but I realized for me to make y'all have to pay for this, I got to up my game. So it's a little bit more of a process, but I am very close. I'm on chapter 6 out of 8 of modifying the script. So we moving along, but I'm a one-man show. So like Spike said, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Hit us up.
And shout out to M4 making it through his first episode, man.
Yes, sir.